Yep. We are back live from our mouths to your ears. Another episode of Guessing from the Stands. Your boy Earl 91.
This is Mo. How's everyone doing?
Live. I'm good, brother. I see you got the waves tightened down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm trying.
Nah, I feel it, bro. How was your weekend?
I didn't do nothing this weekend. I went out last night.
Ah, okay. How was that?
It was cool. I went to Nike hosted a WNBA after party. Well, the party was called The One, but it was hosted by Paige Becker. Obviously, she got drafted number one last night, so no pun intended. It was called The One. Um, it was a great turnout. I mean, it was a WNBA player, so it was a lot of turnout for on the women's aspect. At one point, it was more substantial amount of women more than men.
Yeah, I
In
can
the
believe
part.
it.
Yeah, it was fun. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. Got a lot of work done. Had some personal matters to attend as far as like household and stuff like that. But it was good though, man. It was really good. Got to it. Got not a new hobby, but I did get uh, what did I get? I got a new game, bro. Uh,
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 what game
M-
is?
MLB the Show, and I will be playing that also. Believe
Uh,
that.
uh, yeah, I didn't get that game this year because it's normally on Game Pass like the week after it comes out. But I guess since I think this year they probably just changed it for the better.
Word, word.
I guess the
Up.
company I guess the company felt like they were probably losing out on more money, but yeah.
That sucks, man. Cause shoot, I got speaking to him, coaching hard in the building.
What it does, dog.
Man, ain't
It
too
was,
much. Man, I was talking about getting MLB the Show.
Oh no, I'm with that. I'm with that. I need to get that joint too. Is it crossplay?
It
yeah, it's
is.
Christmas.
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
Don't tell me you a PS5 nigga too.
No, I have an Xbox.
Let's go.
I've owned an Xbox since 2009.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would get a PS5, but backstory: Christmas when they first came out, Xbox and PS5. My son wanted a new gen gaming system. PS5 was hard as fuck to get. Xbox was everywhere. I bought an Xbox, and then this nigga's playing Fortnite. Right at this time, he's young. He's like 5 or 6. I forget.
Mhm.
But he just getting his ass whooped on that joint, right? He's like, Dad, they keep jumping me. He's like, and my teammates won't help me. He was like, man, I knew if I could play with you, then you will always help me. This, that, and third. You know, your son pull on your heartstrings. So I'm like, fuck it. Can't two. At this time, I didn't know you could split screen that shit. So instead of buying a controller, my dumb ass bought a whole nother Xbox.
uh,
God damn.
nah,
So
but
from that point forward, I decided
that's
I was not buying a PS5. I already bought 2 Xboxes. I was like, fuck it.
no. I mean, that's not a bad idea because now you develop or well, I'm not a parent, so I can only speak from like this perspective. You probably develop a bond with your kid like on a gaming aspect, like because now you're like, oh, dad is like not like obviously like you guys live in the same house, but like now you're like, oh, he's on the game, I'll get on the game, and like you guys enjoy
No,
parties
that's really how it is, though.
and.
Like, you right. You definitely right, though.
Yeah, so it's not. Don't look at it like, yeah, I bought a whole new system because I feel like that probably made his gaming experience much better than what he expected to be.
No, hey, real loud though. You 100% correct though. So I never
Mm,
regretted doing it. That's why I never like
mm,
tried to sell it or take it back or anything because you're right. It was like something where you know what I'm saying. Me and him
mm,
now we play the game together and shit like that. So it's just another
mm,
thing outside of like just me coaching him in football and just being his parent. Like we do stuff that
mm.
he enjoys to do as well. You know what I'm
Word.
Yeah, that's that's dope. That's dope, Nard.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Winston in the comments. Much appreciate you for tapping
Mm,
in as always, brother. Yeah, man. We uh gaming, man. Shoot, that's really what me and Taylor's like first bond is for real. But like not first bond, but like that's really what we
Yeah, nah, for sure.
bond out. Yeah, like gaming is it. He up on it now more than me. and I thought I was like the game guy. Nah, he up. So yeah, man, that Fortnite is crazy. It's crazy because like when we were growing up, I guess our Fortnite was what like
Call of Duty.
no, not even Call of Duty.
Anything that had
Really
multiplayer.
like Grand Theft Auto, like Vice City, San Andreas. I guess you could say the earlier Call of Duty were like the phenomenon that Fortnite is today is crazy, bro. Like it's wild. Them boys love that joint. I ain't gonna lie, and it's fun. It's fun. It's just it's not really for me, but it is fun.
Was that you?
Yep. So either way, man. But we got a full slate of yeah, GoldenEye exactly was our Fortnite. Yes, GoldenEye was definitely our Fortnite. What's the deal? What's the deal? Yep.
You
What's shaking? What's shaking, Christian?
shit.
I'm just
Watching this game.
I heard that.
What's up?
What's shaking? What's shaking?
What's up, Uncle E?
What's shaking? What's the deal?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, you on spring break.
Yep.
You not playing Fortnite right now?
No, I'm watching my TV.
Oh,
Chilling.
okay. All right, you live then. You live. I feel it. Shoot, I'm out here watching this behind whooping by the Hawks right now. They getting mollywopped. You know.
Oh,
I thought the last time I looked because I don't want to lose your podcast.
Whatever you thought, think again.
You know, because when
down
I
20.
looked, they was down 30 and then or down 20 something, and then they came back in the third. They were down 6 with like 5 minutes to go.
Well, it's 108 to 87, 109 to 87 with 4 minutes left. And Trae Young, I believe, just got put out the game.
Hey, so which matchup is this? Which seeding matchup?
This was for the 7th seed. So
okay, so whoever loses still has another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man Trae Young can you give me 34 points?
See, that's what y'all get for gambling. All that parlaying. But check me out though. So let's get started from I guess from the play-in. Why don't we? Let's get into it, man. One of the games is going on while we're recording, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we had the play-in matchup today is the 7 seeds today. Right now, the Magic, I feel comfortable saying they're going to go into the playoffs at the 7th seed. They're rounding out.
And when they and be the division champs.
And they are division champs. Yes, let's not forget that too. They are Southeast Division champs. They won 41 games. That was obviously.
Hey, but that has nothing to do with anything. Now, I'm not downplaying, but I'm just saying, like, you know how NFL being division champ matters going into the playoffs. Outside of what your potential record might be, you know what I'm saying? Given a division championship have a good record, it really don't mean shit in the NBA, right?
Yeah, and it used to be like that.
No, it don't mean anything because all the best teams in the East are in the what division?
Central,
the Bulls. The
Central and the Atlantic.
No, Atlantic is fake overrated.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I feel like Central has every year is booked for 3 playoff teams.
Yeah, well, the Central alone got what a 60-win team and a 50-win team. I know the Atlantic does too. Because let me think. 2 teams. Well, shoot, we'll get to it in a minute. But I think 2 teams out of the Atlantic made the playoffs. But you know, it is what it is. The Magic have secured their playoff spot. Which I mean, I personally feel like if you win your division, it should lock up a seeding for you. But whatever, I get it.
Yeah,
it's different.
There's more games to play, so I get it why you don't want to make it that way.
True indeed.
I feel like the Magic's the Orlando Magic, they are in that predicament of being a 7th seed due to injuries. My stance on injuries is part of the game, so I don't want to be that guy to like harp on. Oh, if they wasn't injured, they wouldn't be in this position. But we have to understand when they 2 best players got hurt. They were like a 3rd seed, so like a 3rd or 4th seed. So.
Yep, they were, and they were out for at least a quarter of the season. So I know that it does have obviously a significant input on how your outcome is for the season. But in the same regard, everybody else has to deal with injuries. So unfortunately, that's just the nature of the game. But yeah, our next matchup for the play-in is going to be Grizzlies Warriors. I'll be honest with you, I have the Warriors winning this game. Um,
I don't know, man.
Same.
For me at least.
No, I get ideally the better team with the more experienced players supposed to win,
Mhm.
but Golden State lack a lot that a lot of people
They
don't
do.
want to highlight.
They
It's
do.
like I know they were like what 18-2 or like 20-2 since things of that nature,
Right.
but in the midst of those 22 games they played, they did play a couple inferior teams. So I get
Very
that
much
like
so.
I get that they overcome a lot and the team started gel better, but I don't think like yes they beat the Grizzlies in the midst of that 22 games that they played, but I still don't see what people are trying to like sell to me about the Warriors in this playoff.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say they can't do it because ideally I feel like if a and I'm only speaking from a fan right here. I think the Rockets and Grizzlies will be a much better playoff series than the Rockets and Warriors. Just like from
Better from what aspect?
it's better for the aspect because you literally have two teams that kind of play the same way.
Yeah.
So you're if you're gonna want because it's kind of hard to like explain this. Like you technically have two inexperienced teams that's gonna probably be facing each other based on like playing field. Like the Warriors, like if they do win tonight, they're gonna beat Houston. It's just they're the more experienced team. So it's like
Right.
playing like people forget that the playoffs is not like you play the Warriors today, then you play Sacramento 2 days
Correct.
after. Like you're playing the same team again. So it's like Ime is a great coach. He's a phenomenal coach. But I just feel like for this roster he has, I don't think he will have enough toolage to beat Steve Kerr, even though his roster is better than Steve Kerr's. I just feel like Steve Kerr will kind of outcoach him in a sense.
I think so too. I think when you look at what that potential matchup could be, for starters, you're looking at a team that has two go-to guys on offense
Mm-hmm.
that, given their ability to create shots for themselves or even have the offense go through them, you're talking about two guys that are 30-point a game guys at their highest of heights, really with Steph being, I mean, we know the heat check Steph can be, but let's be very clear. I'm not doing the playoff Jimmy thing. I don't really believe in that. I don't care about all that. But I think Jimmy Butler is still a very good all-star caliber player in this league. I think he was unhappy in this situation in Miami in his show for, but as far as his ability, Jimmy Butler's still an all-star caliber player. You have to know that he makes up he is a band-aid for a lot of their offensive deficiencies this year that Golden State had. I mean, we just have to be honest with ourselves. That his abilities make up for so much that they were lacking in the first half. It's that 22 games that we speak of. I credit that fully to Jimmy Butler being in that offense and being in that defense. That you're talking about a guy who really can still play the game at an elite level. Now, is he in the upper echelons of the Giannis and them? No, but he is of that ilk to really be able to put a stamp on the game, which when you have to play him, now that opens up for him to be able to take his shots a lot better. But, I'm not looking past Memphis. I think Memphis gets whoever is regardless of whether it's Dallas or Sacramento, I think Memphis will get both of them out, so they'll end up being the 8th seed. But I just don't think they're going to beat the Warriors tonight. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong because the other side is you got to cover it from, okay, what if Memphis does match up with Houston as the 2 versus 7 seed? What's your thoughts on that kind of series?
I think that would probably be a lot of point scoring. I feel like it's going to go to 6 games. I just feel like for what Houston has to offer, they playoff run is really dependent on Amen. Whatever Amen, I might be pronouncing his name wrong.
I think it's Amen.
Whatever Amen produce in whatever series he plays in the first round, he is like the deciding factor of winning the series to his team. Like if
I agree,
because Fred VanVleet is going to be Fred VanVleet. Obviously, Jalen Green. I mean, this probably first like true meaningful days of basketball games to be played. Same thing with Sangoon. It's like a pretty young team, and it's like I'm not a big fan of like the young teams has to play the old guys to like take the mantle. I feel like young teams should just play each other in the playoffs. Like I feel like you learn more from that because the older players are going to get the calls. Like
Correct.
it's the playoffs. It's like stars are going to be stars. Like, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes young team overcome and beat the older team, but I just feel like if Golden State plays Houston is going to be out in 6 games.
Right.
I just
think
don't
so, too.
see them going that far. I might be wrong. I'm not on the
I
court.
can see it. I think Christian Nard is down. What's some of y'all thoughts on this potential matchup between either the Thunder or the Warriors for uh, the Houston Rockets?
Uh, it, if they go
If
against the Warriors, I like the
I'm not
Warriors in 6. If they go against the who's the other team
The
that is in
Grizzlies.
the league?
the
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, oh no,
I
give me
I
Thunder
like
in 5.
give me Houston.
Houston. It'd be Houston.
Oh, Houston? Oh no,
Yeah.
definitely give me Houston. Udoka is
Yeah.
gonna have them boys
Yeah.
Mhm.
in a straight line, but with if they're playing the Warriors, I am not betting against Steph Curry. Sorry. And then
I,
you got Draymond and with the assistance of Jimmy, because Jimmy don't
hmm
even gotta go nuclear. He just gotta play, give you what 15 and 5 at a minimum.
Oh,
I don't.
I'll give him
no, he
15 and
can't do. No,
7.
No.
hell no. He can't
If
do
Tw-
Jimmy,
15
15
and
and
5.
7,
No.
probably 20 and
no, no, no,
8.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Jimmy Butler has to score more than 23 points every
He
game.
he has to.
I don't
He
know about
absolutely has
23,
to.
but at least
I
No,
said
20.
no, no,
at minimum.
no. At minimum, he has to score 23 or more for this team to go far in the playoffs.
I'd
Because
say 20.
you got to realize, Draymond accounts for points. Like he doesn't score well, but he does account for more points. And you really need Jimmy to be that second scorer because I'm not, for me as a coach, I'm not trusting. I don't want to butcher his name, Paz, whatever his name is. I can't depend on two guys that are strictly shooters. I can't depend on Buddy Hill because we have to get source of offense other places. So Jimmy has to be a high volume shooter, not as high as Steph, but he has to score in bunches to help, like pretend again. He's going to be great on defense, but the Warriors' defense isn't as great as we wanted, like we know the Warriors defense to be. It's gotten better since the Jimmy trade, but it's still flaws in the Warriors defense. So he still has to have a larger scoring load because we all seen even on the big stage, Steph has had bad games, but he had other help. So I feel like with Clay being gone, Jordan Poole, all these guys, Jimmy needs to be a much higher scorer. Like 18 in the regular season is cool, but at best 23, at minimum 23 has to be the number he has to score.
I'm going to agree with you there because of the fact that while I get that 15 to 18 may be all right for the regular season, remember your lineup shrink in the playoffs.
Yes.
And that's going to put more requirements on your starting 5 plus your 3 main guys, maybe 4, and 4 is a stretch in the playoffs, especially going into the second round. Your first round, you can kind of get away with regular season lineups, but for the most part, any kind of run, that's a luxury for higher seeds that are looking to make a deeper run. If you're a 7 seed, 8 seed trying to knock off a higher seed, you have to be totally dialed in, and your guys are going to have to play an elite level from jump because you're essentially playing elimination ball every round. Yes, the playoffs is elimination ball, but you're playing uphill versus the comfort of home court advantage, having the continuity of what it takes to win winning basketball over 82 games versus barely squeaking in. So I think that for a guy like Jimmy, you're going to have to see, and I hate this moniker, playoff Jimmy, even though I don't believe in playoff anything. I believe that the game is the game. But
No,
I
it's some people.
disagree.
No, it's some people that actually they game rise, but like those are
yeah,
like
it does. But I think that
those
people
are
have
as
leaned too much into it and tried to like.
no because my pushback to the playoff Jimmy thing
Mm-hmm.
is that like his career average is like 21, and in the playoffs his career average is only 22. So what has changed so much? from the regular
That,
season to
that point makes a big difference, brother.
That point
is that
makes a big
the
difference.
big difference? All right, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Look, before
2020.
2022, yeah, before 2022, for instance, LeBron playoff numbers was 31 per game. His regular season average was always 26 to 27.
Mhm.
5 more points is more than 1 more point. That's if you said that, I'll let you slide with that. But 1 more point and 1 more assist, yes, that's 3 points. That is not
When you're getting more shots because the lineup shrinks.
Yes,
it's addition by subtraction.
yeah. You got to realize the playoff. He had big moments in the playoffs, and I feel like we
big
now
moments. He had a lot of big moments.
He did. He
did.
He took him to 2 finals,
like consistently as well.
No.
Not-
No. You got to see. It's only like it's only like this playoff Jimmy thing just started like 4 seasons ago. It's not like it's been his whole career. Like where we like Jimmy Butler was some amazing playoff player.
Well, because he wasn't on the other teams. He wasn't the focal point of those teams. When he signed with the Heat and he took him to those deep playoff runs. He was a focal point, and that's where that whole playoff Jimmy thing came about.
But you know what I love about the playoff Jimmy thing is that all those deep playoff runs he had, his supporting cast was pretty much good and pretty much like understanding they role. I get in Miami last year has been very like whatever. Look, but Tyler Hero, the first year they went to the playoffs, they went to
that was an anomaly.
No, I'm just saying the year they went to the championship in 2020, Tyler Hero averaged close to 19 to 20 points as like the third option. So
and he was a rookie too.
Yeah. I'm giving him his flowers. The second run, Tyler Hero averaged close to 22. So he had people around him when he was still averaging his 21. He had a bunch of people that could help him. The last playoff hunt they had didn't work out the way. Boston got better. All our teams got better. It's just I don't like the playoff Jimmy saying because I feel like when you call somebody playoff, your number gotta jump real high. Like it has to spike up. It has to be like a rent strike. Like a rent strike. Spike. Like 21 and 21 is like, yeah, you just played 77 more games in a 3-week span. Like, but he's a great player. I'm not diminishing it, but I feel like he has to do more.
I will say this: I'm interested to see what playoff Jimmy looks like with a guy who's a 30-point-a-game threat in Steph Curry next to him, because when you have to play out of desperation because, not desperation, but, there's levels to this. Nobody on the Miami Heat was an elite level scorer, not even Jimmy Butler. They're not elite scorers. They just played well together and had a system that they were able to exploit.
Mm-hmm.
And credit to them.
Hey, man, they down 11-3 right now.
Yeah. But
not saying no, I know it's early. I'm not trying to make fun of it.
I would love to see what this is going to end up being, whether they get the 7th seed or the 8th seed.
The Warriors don't want to have the Warriors don't want to have the 8th seed.
No, because the Thunder are going to run them out of the damn gym.
Yeah,
it's over. They have a better chance of having a deeper run if they play Houston because they can play they can play the whole experience ball and this, that, and the third. They go up against the Thunder, who already made a late push or made a push last year. They're playoff tested already. Now they're younger and a better team on offensive, and they're deeper this year. The Warriors don't want to deal with that, especially with a questionable bench.
Not even that is they got them 2 twin towers at Chet and Hartenstein.
Chet, Hartenstein, yeah. Hell, they're gonna have an issue dealing with Zach Edey tonight. Just the presence of Edey alone, you know what I'm saying? So they gonna have that. And
yeah,
11-3.
No, and I want to see Jimmy succeed. I want to see like going through all this debacle he had all regular season with them not wanting him to come to the arena and practice and all that. It's like I want to see him at least have a decent playoff run.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm not saying championship, but to see out, he's definitely enjoying playing basketball. But he definitely has to turn it up a little bit more,
for sure. For
I
sure.
mean,
Mike,
this
what's
is
the deal?
What's happening, my brothers? How y'all living, man?
Ain't too
I'm
much.
living.
Man,
How
we,
you doing,
we
Mike?
just trying to get it like you,
All
brother.
is well, fam.
Nar, are you there? He was
He's
somewhere
muted.
else. He might be muted. Going to the next matchup. Out of that, tomorrow is going to be
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Windy
Tomorrow's
City,
going to
baby.
be the
Hey,
Heat,
I
the
was
Heat and
talking
the
like
Bulls.
shit, but I am here. I didn't know I was muted.
Bruh. Dan, did you have anything you want to add in for this first round or for this play-in matchup, or you want to move
No,
on to?
I mean, I really think, you know what I'm saying? To me, it really could kind of go either way. I don't like the situation in Memphis because they have not necessarily their a coach has been with them all year, so you know how that type of situation is, especially when you're talking about experienced teams like bro was alluding to. So to me, this can really go either way because I think Memphis is better than them, but the Warriors still have that experience and a superstar in Steph Curry, you know, who could necessarily get the job done. But yeah, outside of that, that's really all I had on, you know what I'm saying, necessarily playing.
Yeah. Well, going into tomorrow, we got the Heat versus the Bulls. Well, going
Yeah.
into Wednesday, not tomorrow, because
Windy
yeah,
City, baby.
the Heat versus the Bulls. The Bulls, man, hey, look, traded away cornerstones of their franchise. Well, cornerstone may be a bit much, but definitely the guys who sold the tickets on their franchise.
Yeah, some
Between
would argue they
DeRozan,
didn't have a cornerstone to trade, but
yeah, very true. Between Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan trading both of them to Sacramento, and somehow find themselves into the play-in, and they didn't have that kind of success last year. It's very interesting. It's promising for the Bulls, but I got to tell you, for the Heat, this was an all-time drop-off for the last 2 years to end up from going to the finals 2 years ago to, the playoffs last year. It kind of fell apart. You traded away some of your team for your finals run, and now you're in the play-in a year later
They
with
were in
an
the play-in
emerging
last year, too.
all-star. Oh yeah, that's right. They were, but you have an emerging all-star in Tyler Hero. You have a fleeting, also a really good player, which I don't understand what's going on with his career in the NBA. Why it's been as up and down as it has been in a disciplined organization like the Miami Heat and Bam Adebayo. He's a really good presence, but I think that as good as he is defensively, from the offensive side of the ball, I would like to see more from him. If he's truly going to be their number two, or they need to go out and get a legitimate second scoring threat, and he
Andrew
be their
Wiggins.
number three. Say again.
Andrew Wiggins is supposed to be the number 2.
I'll be honest with you.
I just forgot Wiggins was on the team.
I'll be honest with you. I think the days of looking for Wiggins to do anything, he had that run when they won the championship in Golden State,
and the year after.
No, he had a good
and
run
the
with
year
too,
after
in Minnesota.
Minnesota. He had
He averaged like 22, 23 with Minnesota. He
yeah.
he was an all-star in Minnesota one year.
No,
I just think
that
no, it was Golden State.
Double Golden State.
That was Golden State.
Well, he had a really good year in Minnesota, though. I know.
Yeah,
I know
he
averaged
did.
Like 20
I just
he
think
did. He averaged like 20 something. But
I just think the days of him emerging to being
number 2 was dead.
yeah, because a number 2 is a fringe all-star, especially in today's league.
What do you think he?
No, a number 2 is an all-star. A number 3 is a.
When he got traded to the Heat, what do you think his average was?
18 points.
18 points a game.
19.
But that was 18 points a game,
3.
and the Warriors were not winning.
No, I said Miami with Golden State. His stats were 17, 4, and 2, and then when he got traded to Miami in those 17 games, he gave him 19, 4, and 3.
Hey man, you round up, brother. 17.6 is 18.
Hey,
18, 5, and 2.
On the year, he averaging 18, 5,
19, 4, and 3. I mean,
yeah, on the year, he
didn't
averaging
step his game up. He just played more minutes.
Right. Because I'm looking now, his field goal.
I like that Mike said that, because that's going to be what playoff Jimmy has to do. He's going to have to play more minutes. So he's
Mhm.
going to have to score more points in those minutes.
Mm-hmm. He has to, and stop more points on those other minutes too, because he's a when you factor in Jimmy Butler into your offense, you're factoring in plus minus like a motherfucker. You have to
Yeah.
because that's his game. Now I'm not the biggest plus minus kind of guy, but excuse me,
Analytics.
pardon me. I really do think that part of the game is overly emphasized. I think it's good, but I do think that people lean on it too much. But either way, if you're looking at what Jimmy Butler brings to a team, you're expecting his plus minus to be somewhere effective overall that pushes your team to truly have that, especially at the wing position, which he plays the wing. So it's going to be really interesting. Good move, good pass. I'll tell you this: the Warriors are facilitating the hell out of that ball during this game right now. They are doing
Yeah.
that. They are getting
Kinda,
open
bro,
looks.
but I would say their squad is built terribly, bro.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
very top heavy.
Their
I don't
roster
know.
is
I don't know what they're gonna do with this. Even if I don't think this team is built for a 7-game series. I just
No.
don't think.
Mm-mm.
It's like, yes, you're making Steph happy because you made the playoffs, but it's like I just can't see. Even if they win tonight, I still don't see. Like, I still think you should have a shot because of all that young energy, and it's like that is the tough part about it. Like,
I think
they
so
can
too.
run, but Houston also can slow the game down. And I feel like,
oh shit, Gary Payton the third hit a three.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't think that boy can do anything but dunk.
You said Gary Payton the third.
The second.
The second, I mean.
hey, he made a 3, so hey, it should be
Oh,
Gary Payton the third.
I was just about to say,
Yeah, I think that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
That's crazy. Heat versus Bulls. Who we got?
Bulls.
Give me the Heat.
I like the
This
Heat.
is for the chance to play in the 8th seed
I
game
mean,
on Friday.
No, eight
I
seed
mean-
is oh yeah, that's right. Who's
No,
the
it's for the chance to play in the 8th seed game on Friday.
hey man,
No playing team has ever won. No 10th seed has ever won. Or
So you,
10th or 8th or 9th seed has ever won a playing game. So
so
hey
you got
give me the
man.
Heat.
I like the Bulls putting boys in the
Any,
dirt.
anything could happen in the
That's
DeMar
true.
DeRozan Invitational. Anything could happen in the DeMar DeRozan Invitational.
no
Even though
bullshit.
he in Sacramento.
Yes, but he
Or
has
well,
played. DeMar DeRozan has played every playoff game.
Every play, yeah.
Game.
yeah, but he in the South Conference right now.
Demontis Sabonis is
That-
the all-time scoring leader in the
No, it's
play-in.
not. It's Jonas
No, it's
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Sorry, Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah,
Demontis
so
he's
He's
played
a
in every play-in, I think, or something like that.
he's the leading
DeRozan
scorer and rebounder.
That's
and
crazy.
DeRozan.
Led the
Listen,
league in
Dallas.
rebounds.
I mean,
As
that's
always.
hey,
That's
that's
insane.
good.
I mean, hey,
That's good. Imagine if
good
he.
haul.
Hey man, I
think
know
we
the
got-
trade had to happen, but hey, I would have loved to see how him and Hallie played together. But the trade had to happen for him
Who,
to leave
Domantas
That
Indy.
would be a
Sabonis?
nice combo.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I would have too. I would have really liked to have seen that like
Yeah.
for a full few seasons. Look, I don't feel bad for nobody because these guys are making millions of dollars, but good lord, if there's anybody in the league I feel for, it's Domantas Sabonis, man. Really great
Yeah.
player, just stuck in poverty. Ugh,
Yeah, and
that's a
then he's
nasty franchise.
yeah. Not
Yeah,
only
man.
that, bro. The fans don't even appreciate him, man. What he does
No.
over there.
No.
Kind of like the who was it? Dame. Kind of like the Dame effect. Remember,
Yeah.
Dame wasn't
Yeah.
getting votes. Oh, he missed it.
You know
Dame
who
wasn't getting
Sabonis
votes at
reminds
first.
me of?
No, Dame didn't get any votes up until Westbrook and them kind of.
Mhm.
You know
Until
who
Harden left. Oh,
you know
go
who
ahead.
Sabonis kind of reminds me of?
David Lee.
Okay, you know who else he reminds me of?
No, David Lee was never as nice as Sabonis.
He reminds me of an early Pau Gasol. Like before, Pau was killing
Memphis, Pau
in
Gasol?
Memphis. Pau was killing in Memphis, but it was Memphis, and that Memphis wasn't a playoff kind of.
Grindhouse.
This is before Grind City, and this is before all that. This is Memphis, and they just weren't much of nothing. And that's kind of what Sabonis. Powell made a couple of All Stars, but it's like he was that All Star that didn't get no burn because nobody knew him, but he was All Star because he was one of the best big men in the game, and I feel the same way about Sabonis. But also David Lee, I like that comp too. That Knicks David Lee or early Warriors David Lee.
I don't see the David Lee thing though.
Where at?
With Sabonis, I feel like David Lee game is more back to the basket. Sabonis game is more face up. Not saying Sabonis is not a back to the basket kind of guy. It's just like Sabonis is a much better rebounder. He's a much better rebounder than David Lee. David Lee's kind of more agile than Sabonis. I'll give David Lee that. But I feel like David Lee game, I don't see it, but definitely see the Pau Gasol. I mean, he don't play like his pops for sure. He doesn't.
No, hell no. Hell no. No.
I don't know, bro. Like that David Lee, bro, that second to last year with the Knicks, the last 2 years with the Knicks, and like the first 3 or 4 years with the Warriors.
That
he had like a 5-6 year span, bro, where he was averaging like damn near like 20 and 10. I mean, Sabonis is definitely a better rebounder for sure. I think
I'm not taking. No, I was just saying like it's one guy's a back to the basket, one guy is a face up guy. That's what I just feel like.
I feel like Sabonis played with his back to the he get a little jiggy with it.
No, I'm not saying
later in his career though.
I'm not saying Sabonis can't do that. I just feel like David Lee did that from the moment he became like a
that was David's game coming out of Florida. Yeah. But I mean, with evolution in the NBA, you're gonna add more to your bag if you're committed to it. I should say. Some guys, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to the Mavericks and Kings.
I mean, even if the Mavs was in this position and they had Kyrie Irving, they would have won. But I just don't.
That's the thing. I just think they're too undermanned.
Yeah, I just feel like. I mean, I'm a big Max Christie fan. He's gonna play good, but I just feel like Sacramento is just for this game. Sacramento's a better roster.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
But 100%. They're gonna get whoever plays is gonna get waxed by the Thunder. But I just feel like for this matchup, Sacramento should win convincingly.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sacramento has just too much firepower, like you said. It's not indicative on Jason Kidd as a coach, nor is it indicative on
Nico.
Nico.
I'm not blaming Nico anymore. I'm starting to realize this trade was going to happen with or without Nico's choice.
Just on paper. Just on paper.
They would have got rid of Luka eventually within the next 2 years, with or without Nico. It's like, for instance, it's like when Shaq's last 2 years as a Laker, when it started becoming like a little rumblings with him in the front office. Mitch Kupchak already made his mind up that he do not want this motherfucker back on the team. It's going to happen either tomorrow or it might happen next year. What happened? Yeah. We traded him the year after we lost the finals. So this Luka thing was going to happen. So after watching last week's game and even watching some of the couple games Nico was at, it's not Nico's fault. He's just doing his job. It's just
whoa.
Okay, let's see the affirmative.
Even if you want to trade Luka, which I don't agree with, because I do think it is big boy moves behind closed doors. I do think that was an ownership move that Nico is taking the slings and arrows for.
Yeah.
But even with that being stated and said, dog, you open it up. You say we're trading Luka for all you got plus more, and people would have traded it. Because he could have got more than what they did. I don't want to act like Anthony Davis is some bum,
Well,
but they could have got way more than that.
He shopped them around. Yeah, he shopped them around.
The Lakers was the last team. The Lakers was the last team they came to.
Yeah, so the
Shopped him
teams that I
around the
know,
who?
they shopped him
Bro,
around to Memphis. They
a lot of
shopped
teams
him
say
Milwaukee.
around to
that.
Milwaukee. They
Yeah,
What did
shopped
they
him
want?
around
Milwaukee.
to
What did they want
Minnesota.
for
They
Memphis?
they
They,
they wanted Anthony Edwards back for Minnesota. I know that.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
I taste. Well, I might actually do that, but
I would have done it personally. But hey, man, whatever.
I'd have done it.
Salute, salute.
He's only
I
2 years
think
older than
But
AD. I
you
think
know
Edwards.
why I don't like at first I was with the people blaming Nico, but what made me realize that this shit is like it was gonna happen regardless because no one said shout out to Nico for getting PJ Washington and all them guys last year before the All
exactly.
Star break.
Yeah, I don't
Exactly.
No,
understand how people
Mhm.
didn't. And you got
yeah,
to ask yourself, bro. He got a top 75 player back who's still in his prime.
yeah.
Like
So like
he
And
didn't
not
get
only
nothing.
that, bro.
As much as I disagree with him
He
being a
just
top 75 player, I agree with you.
You're bugging.
but not.
what? Whoa,
But
it's a
you
You're bugging.
can't change what's already written, bro.
Yeah,
So
you're
he's
bugging.
top
yeah, yeah.
75.
So I don't want to make this sound bad, right? So you saying that AD don't deserve top 75? I just wanted you to name why he don't deserve top 75.
Dwight Howard.
I can't
All
say
right.
AD is the one I would have taken off that list, but I feel you.
Yeah,
No.
but
I would have took Dame off. I'd have took a couple other guys. I gotta go research
because I'm
the particular names. I know Dame definitely.
because
Um
you taking off a 24 to 25 per game scorer, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks per game guy off the top 75. I mean, off the top 75 list. That's kind of asinine. And winning the championship and was robbed of 2 defensive players of the year.
You spitting?
what two defensive players he was robbed of?
Who?
Um,
AD?
I'll tell you
20,
right now.
2016 and 20.
The
Hold on,
Kawhi
not
years?
19. No, the first Kawhi year and 20.
What
hold
year
on,
they beat? What season they beat the Blazers in the first round?
That was 18.
27.
He
18,
deserved
17.
defensive.
That was 18.
Yes, he deserved defensive player of the year. His defensive rating went up substantially after DeMarcus got hurt.
Oh, that was Rudy, right? That was
Yes.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you on that one there.
Yes.
And
I
I
don't
think
think Rudy Gobert deserves
19.
anything,
I
so.
think 19 and 20 he was also DPOY that year too. But I digress. You know.
Yeah,
20 not over Giannis.
No. Giannis won it in 22, 23. Or
Giannis won it in 20.
No. Yeah, he
No.
won it in 20.
Giannis
No,
won
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he did.
Gobert
He won
won-
MVP
Gobert won
and
21.
defensive player.
Okay.
Marcus Smart won 22.
I thought
Jalen
Giannis
Giannis.
went.
I think
Okay,
Jaren
then
Jackson
it's
won
not the
22.
Giannis year. It's the second to last Gobert year. That's the one because Gobert got what 4 or 3.
4.
Gobert got 4.
It's
Yeah,
this
he won
okay.
last
So
year.
the third Gobert year is the one I think the AD should have got. I believe.
was
I got to go
21,
back
yeah.
and look.
That was
Yeah,
his
I gotta
last
go
year
back and
with,
look. Okay.
with Utah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's looking
yeah,
ugly.
They were
It's looking
the
ugly
number
right now.
1 seed when
Yeah.
Utah won. So
But not to hark on that. But I, it's not that I think that the Mavericks are a bad team. It's just health, bro. This is literally health. Next year,
Exactly,
fully loaded
bro.
man.
God damn.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, bro, like next season, like I think Nico. So everybody jumping on the. I mean, granted, because it looks bad. So everybody gonna be jumping on Nico's train. I mean, jumping on his head right now. But let's say hypothetically, bro. All right, cool. You just saved the franchise $400 million by not going in on Luka. Next year, you bring in a healthy Kyrie, healthy AD, PJ, Clay, all them come back. And who's to say that you don't go and bundle up something for like a KD? You know what I'm saying?
You have a
Yeah.
lot of pieces.
Yeah.
You got a lot of pieces you can trade.
So KD's
oh
big three.
my lord!
None of KD's big threes have worked outside of him, Russ, and Harden, of course.
Mm-hmm.
well,
A
that's
big
his,
three,
I don't
of
wanna say that's his
KD,
fault.
Kyrie, and AD. Sign me up.
Well, big four.
I
Big
think.
What were the four?
What was the 4?
four. Dr. James Andrews, because there's no.
Oh,
yeah. He's the Rondo in this. Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't resist, bro.
For sure. And I'm actually glad that we're talking about this here, bro, because it's something that I wanted to mention to y'all as well, man. Just speaking of KD. KD's a great player. Don't get me wrong. We can all attest to that. We can all say KD's a great player.
Yep.
Is he a coach killer?
About KD, I'm not going to give him the title coach killer. I mean, but that's one can definitely argue that. The thing about KD that I think people should pay attention to And when it comes down to his legacy, we have to take into account there's been way too many years where he's just not winning, bro, or his team's irrelevant.
Yep.
I'll
And
tell
it's
you
like,
Kevin Durant problem after you're done, Mike.
It's like, as great as he is, bro. I mean, some can argue he's the greatest scorer of all time. They're top 3 for sure. But it's like, bro, like what does that shit translate to? You feel me? Like you're great when you're on a great team. I mean, you're great individually, but at the end of the year, like what are you playing for? And I feel like it's hard to put KD's name in the upper echelons. And don't get me wrong, he's still up there for me. But it's hard to put him in there with the likes of a LeBron or Kobe or Jordan, et cetera, because he's not winning the fuck thing, bro. And like when it's time for meaningful basketball, you're not playing.
Okay, now go ahead, Mo, and I want to rebuttal to something that Mike has said about Kevin Durant. Not rebuttal, but just give a little context to that, to what Mike is saying. Go.
The problem with Kevin Durant, and he has said this a multiple times, where it sounds like a positive thing. He wants to play basketball the right way, and when you hear a player say play basketball the right way, you already know they're not focusing on the meaningful parts of basketball. They just want to go. They just want to go out.
Hoop.
Yeah, and
which
like
I respect. I totally respect.
I respect that. Don't get me wrong. Like he still has the hunger of playing basketball, which is something that a lot of players don't have, the hunger of playing basketball. Like the new generation don't have that hunger. But his issue is there's no right way of playing winning basketball. And I was alluding to when Mike brought that up, is like, bro, next summer, the following summer that's coming up, we'll make it 10 years since Kevin Durant won his last championship, like his first championship. Just think it out of that perspective. Like since he won,
you got another year. It's been 8. Next
year
he
won
17
and 18.
Oh, my fault. But yeah. All right, cool. But you see how long that time is within that time? A guy with that skill set, right? We always talk about Kevin Durant could be plugged into any system and win. And these systems that he's been plugged in has been catered to him to win and playing the right way in the playoffs, right? In the history of us playing, like watching these people play, no one has ever played the game, quote unquote, correctly and winning basketball. It's always going to be nasty. It's always going to be disgruntled. And that's one thing that has always rubbed me the wrong way with him saying, I just want to play the right way. Because if you're so talented and you're arguably top 3 at putting the basketball in the hoop, it shouldn't be, that shouldn't even be a thought about playing the right way when you can get off your shot over anyone. Like if I'm you, I would shoot 40 shots if I could be that gifted at scoring. No one can really stop this man. And only thing that stops him is him. So as I got older, I started feeling sorry for him because I'm like, yo, yeah, I wasn't mad you won your championship with Golden State. You did that. You deserve the right to win the championship. And whatever he felt about OKC, that's on him. But after that, like the Nets thing, obviously the injury, like that debacle. But it's like the more you do this, the more people are going to be forgetful about how great you are. And that's just it. Like he really has to come to a realization like, yo, I gotta just be more assertive. Like I'm not saying like be a ball hog, but you have to be more assertive. It's times where like he doesn't even want to even play assertive.
Yeah. I just want to give a little bit of context about Kevin Durant. Good or bad or indifferent, because everybody has a story. But let's just go back to 2012. You lost to a better, more experienced team in the finals. 13, you lost to the ultimate experienced team of our lifetime in the San Antonio Spurs. 14, you lost to them as well. 15, Westbrook gets hurt. 16.
You got this backwards.
No, Westbrook
13, 14 is when Westbrook got hurt.
That was when he won MVP, was 13, 14?
Yeah.
Okay, so Westbrook got hurt 13, 14, he won MVP.
And then next year he gets hurt.
15, the next year you get hurt in 15, going into it was like 3 games, and then he tore his what?
He broke his foot.
He broke his
Jones fracture in his, I think, right foot.
16, he had 1 bad game in that series. One.
Which one? The Clay game?
Mo, you muted.
Oh, snap! My fault. The
You talking
Clay
about
No,
game
game.
no, no. It
7?
was me. It was me. My
Uh,
fault.
No, I was muted too. I was
no,
muted
yeah.
too. I was muted.
17, he wins a championship. 18, he wins a championship. 19, his leg explodes. 20 was the COVID year.
He didn't play that year.
He didn't play. 21 was the COVID year.
He did
I
play.
think they played.
He lost on Juneteenth.
They lost
To the Bucks.
to the Bucks.
On June. Yeah,
Now,
Joe Harris missed.
had they
everything
not
but
trade, had they not
Juneteenth.
traded for James, had they not traded for James Harden, and they had Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie, that squad wins the championship because they
It's
beat
very possible. They could beat the Bucks.
Because then he has somebody to go along with him, and probably he could get a spell or two.
Yeah.
On that team,
All right. Del, you're definitely right, but let's not forget that James was hurt too, and he did play.
James was hurt. James was hurt most of that year.
Mm-hmm.
They only
Why
played
did he get
like
hurt?
they played. He had a hamstring issue.
Yeah, come on.
He was overweight. He was overweight.
He was overweight.
He's overweight.
I can't control.
We just said it last week about you know who, so we can't not say it about him.
Yeah,
say it about We can't say it about him and not say it about James.
The next year, it's you have
they lost to the Kyrie saga. So my point is, and then he gets to go. Then he gets to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. And they get busted by
Denver. Busted by Denver, and then they lose the next year by the Clippers. And here we are today.
The Clippers.
No, they beat the Clippers.
No, they beat the Clippers. They lost to
the Minnesota last year.
Yeah, Minnesota. That's what it was. Minnesota.
Yeah, they lost to Minnesota.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's always something with Kevin Durant, but since he has left Golden State, he has not had a properly constructed basketball team that could really win a championship since he has left Golden State. And every time that he has had a semblance of that, they trade for another star.
I mean,
it's true, bro. But at the same token, bro,
you can't feel sorry for that,
great, bro.
I'm not feeling sorry for him.
But you have to be able to elevate your team, and I don't feel like he's been able to do that at all, bro.
I could argue that he didn't elevate the Golden State Warriors.
Oh no, he elevated them niggas.
Okay. You say he does. I'm gonna tell you why I think he didn't. As great of a player as Kevin Durant is, where I don't think that he elevated them. Let me walk you back. He elevated them on the offensive side of the ball, but let's not forget that Golden State was the number one defense in the league.
For sure.
And I don't think that they won their championships and made their bones off of strictly outscoring motherfuckers 130 a game.
True.
I think So I think that for him, while he was a great additive to the Golden State Warriors,
it don't hurt when you got a
no, it doesn't at all.
50, 40, 90.
It does not hurt at all.
I'm with Mike on this.
Yeah,
because you lost.
And I think KD's a great defender. By the way, I think he's been criminally underrated as a defender his whole career.
The reason why I'm with Mike on this, you lose a 16 to 17 point per game scorer, and you get a 28 per game scorer. So it's like the offense. To me, I felt like the offense was much fluid with KD.
Yeah.
So it's like that they learned a lot more on moving the ball within.
Well, that's the good thing about his game.
Within tight,
And then keep in mind, bro. And keep in mind, the year before, before KD got there, they lost in the finals. Why did they lose?
Which way do we want to go about that?
Remember, Harrison Barnes couldn't knock down a fucking shot to save his
No, I know, I get that, but you do have to deal with what you have to deal with. But the real reason
they played Thanos.
Well, yeah, that's true.
The real reason they lost that finals because momentum was sucked out of that building. Because, well,
somebody decided to kick somebody in the nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Golden State lost that title more than Cleveland.
That's your fault.
It is. Golden State lost that title more than Cleveland won. I'm
I don't want
to
to do that to Cleveland. I don't want to.
I'm not taking nothing away from Cleveland. You supposed
I
to
know you're not.
capitalize.
I know you're
I'm
not.
just saying.
But we all know we're keeping it a buck.
We keeping it a buck. They were up 3-1 and up single-handedly, and then it just fell apart because they didn't get back. Now, granted, they had 3 games to get that shit together. They did not.
All right, the
So,
person the person that we're not going to talk about the reason why they lost is
Steph
the
Curry.
person that
The
is the
person who finally stepped up in the finals in 2022.
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
because even they still had plenty of chances to win Game 5. Like Game 5, it wasn't close, but they had moments where they were getting momentum runs, and
Yep, I agree.
But then again, it's like he said, don't let us win one game. All you had to
do is win one. You lost 3 straight. That's on y'all.
Yeah,
that
so
is
I mean,
literally on y'all.
Like, but the thing with the KD thing, what I learned watching them play, they learned how to score in a very like tight areas where like when they didn't have KD, it was a lot more extra passes. Not saying extra passes is a bad thing, but they learned a lot more. They scored a lot more in the mid range, which had nothing to do with KD when he was there. A lot of people just no. Yes, I meant like I didn't mean it that way. It meant like you run stuff off the line, you run play off the line. You're still scoring in tight spots because you still have to move the ball around. So they learned
my TV
how to.
Fucked up or is Zach Edey jaundice? I'm sorry. Is my TV fucked up or is his eyes jaundice? I don't know.
No. I like Edey, man. I like
Edey too.
But I just feel like Kevin Durant, his undervalue is an all-time player. It's
buy low in draft. Buy low and sell high. That's kind of what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
and I don't see how they can.
I will say this
though, to like OKC or somebody.
The thing with KD too, though, his impact goes without him putting up a shot, goes without him getting a rebound, helping out on defense. It's just knowing that they have a sniper over there, so you can't double up on stuff. You can't double on Clay. You feel me? So it's like pick your poison.
And the good part about Kevin Durant is he's probably the most potent scorer we've seen in a long time. That his scoring doesn't take away from others' offensive game. Like I don't think I've ever seen a player like him to where 30 points for him takes 30 points away or takes 20 points away from someone else. He picks the right shots at the right. I don't really ever remember KD having those streaky
taking a bad
games
shot
like that. No, that ain't his game.
Yeah,
because every shot is a good shot for him because he's 7 foot tall. So honestly, he has a matchup over just about everybody not named LeBron James in the NBA.
Yeah. My dad said something pretty interesting about Kevin Durant. He's like, Kevin Durant is a 1B superstar. Like,
shout out
he
to
absolutely
the dads in their life.
Yeah. Facts.
My fault.
No, that's real shit. That's real shit. Let's go to the comments. Marcel, what's good, brother?
What's good,
Stan, what's the deal? Chloe says they gave us that series. There's no way you blow 3-1. I agree. I think, look, you got to win one. You have to win 4 quarters. And in 4 games, they did not win 4 quarters. It is what it is.
But
also,
booty. I mean, Adam Silver did let Draymond get away with a field goal and nuts throughout the whole playoffs because he was doing it during the Western Conference. So they gave him a lot of leeway, and it was like, all right, bro, like, I gotta do something.
We got a hell of a docket to get through still, so not a hell of a docket, but we do got a lot to get through. Play-in tournament, we did that. All NBA teams. I didn't see they were announced yet, but about the NBA. Matter of fact,
all NBAs. Oh,
okay. Mike, what were you wanting to talk about with the All NBA team? You mean like who do we think is getting in?
Yeah. Who we think gonna make it?
Ooh, okay. Nice catch.
We're gonna just do first team though.
Let's do first team. I think Shea.
I think four are given.
Shea,
Jason
Tatum. Yeah.
and
Jokic,
Giannis.
What's your opinion
Giannis.
for
I
this?
think those four are unanimous. Damn
I'm
near.
gonna tell you who my next guard is for them.
For me, I
I think
mean,
I think me and
I
you may
have
be on the same page. G.
it has to
Okay.
be Donovan Mitchell. It has to be Donovan Mitchell. He has to be first team.
Hell no.
I got to see Donovan Mitchell real
Best team in
quick.
the league.
Donovan Mitchell, 24 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 5 assists. Okay. Does anybody else have another nomination?
Yes, sir.
I do, but I
I
do.
can't put Planned Parenthood or Luca. They both. I can't put Luca.
No.
I can't put Luca because Luca was out for a long period of time.
No.
Like half
So
the
I,
season, basically.
yeah.
No, I have somebody
I
that
got two
just
of them.
makes the cut.
So I got Planned Parenthood and I got Cade. But
I
I'm
can't
going
put Cade.
But
I
I'm going
can't.
with, but I'm going with Planned Parenthood though.
Planned
I
Parenthood
got.
is an insane nickname, by the way.
I
I'm
can't.
not going to lie to you.
I'm giving it to. I have to. You have to give it to somebody from Cleveland. You have to. Like they literally
Do
played
you?
great.
Right?
Yes,
Do you?
my team is the number one in my conference. This is the most game we won since Obama was
Yeah, but I
president.
also saw somebody make first team All NBA that didn't make the playoffs.
Oh my God, who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, bro?
No,
Like,
Bradley Beal. They
Bradley
didn't make
Beal
the play.
made.
The
He
year
made.
that he
Wait,
led the team in scoring, that was the year they didn't have Westbrook. I
he
don't think
made. He made.
Washington made the playoffs that year.
Wait, yes, they were an 8th seed.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, fine. I saw somebody make an 8th seed, and that was pre-playing.
Had there been a play in, he would not have made it.
We would
He
exactly.
definitely would have lost.
No.
Which means his team probably wasn't even 500. So come on now.
So Anthony Edwards this year is averaging 27.6 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, 4.5 assists.
He also
Cade
made
Cunningham.
300.
He did make 300 threes, yes.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham
Led the
is
league.
averaging 26.1 points, 6.1 rebounds, 9.1 assists. Here's who I say.
Second team.
Here's who I have for first team All NBA. He just made the threshold, but
Let me guess, Jalen Brunson.
26 points a game, 7.3 assists, 2.9 rebounds. Now, Cade, I'm not going to lie to you. Cade probably is the most compelling case here.
Yeah, them averaging double.
Yeah,
Cade is going to make second team.
Cade, it's possible. I don't know that Detroit had enough eyes on them to get the votes, but they should have.
Don't be surprised if D. Mitch make first team. Tell you that
I wouldn't be shocked. I got D. Mitch as a solid second or third team. I just don't think that he was a better guard than any of these other players. Not this year.
He did scale back a lot on offense.
100% he did. But I mean, with scaling back goes your points and goes your stats. I can't reward you for scaling back.
So
if that's the case, Ray Allen missing a few All NBAs. Ray Allen went from a 26-point a game guy to buying in and becoming an 18-point a game guy.
Hey man, it's cold world. That was ice.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Jalen Green should make third team
this year.
He's not gonna make it. Sengun is gonna make it.
No, yeah, I was just about to say Sengun gonna get it from that team.
Sengun probably gonna get second.
All NBA.
Sengun probably gonna get second team All NBA.
What about
you know what though? Embiid's not playing. You might be right.
That's what I'm saying. Embiid not playing. Sengun might get second.
Right.
You know, Bron is gonna get second just because Embiid is not playing.
Nah, because he played. Remember, he still plays center, and I believe it's forward center.
Yeah,
right?
it's forward center.
Yeah, it's forward center, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You think Cat gets
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Cat's second.
Second or third.
Because he's not better than he didn't play better than Giannis this year, and he didn't play better than Embiid. So I don't see how.
I can't wait for us to talk about playoff. I can't wait for us to talk about playoff matchups from like 1 to 6. I can't wait.
Yeah. We literally closing out with that. Okay. I like Cade. I had Cade first. I got
Cade got something.
I got Jalen Brunson second, but I got Cade first. Cade,
You got Cade first team All NBA.
Okay, let me read Cade real quick.
26
how
and
much
9.
people
26, 9, and like 7.
All right.
26, 9, and 6.
Who led
It's
the league
hilarious.
in assists this year?
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Yeah, he led it with 11, right?
Just about.
Yeah, 11.6.
Last year, I think last year was Hallie. Hallie led the league.
Yeah, it was Hallie.
But Hallie
No
had
shade to it.
I'll say that if Hallie played the way how he played in the second half of the season this year, all year, he would have been second or third team.
I agree with you. But Hallie's was like last year was a contract year, so he was.
Yeah,
Trae Young should All NBA this year.
Yeah,
he should be.
He should. He absolutely should.
If Trae Young was on the Lakers, he would probably be first team.
He absolutely, yeah, 24 and 11, yeah.
Also, defensive player of the year is on his squad too, but quiet as it kept.
Who's the defensive player of the year?
Possible.
The great barrier thief, Dyson Daniels. 3 steals a game.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now
He's ahead.
Yeah.
He's ahead of everybody in the league by 1.1 steals.
Yeah. That's
Yo, Del, I'm gonna tell you like you told me. That's only one steal.
But that's
just like yeah,
but that's a bigger steal.
Like you told me with the points, it's one more point.
You're right. You're right.
But
it's still more.
Look at Anderson Varejao 2.0.
Nah, but yeah, Dyson should. All right, put it like this: if Dyson wins Defensive Player of the Year and they don't make the playoffs, if I'm Victor Wembanyama, I don't want to play basketball again because you penalize me for not making the playoffs, but I was a better defender than the actual Defensive Player of the Year.
He was.
So if Dyson and them do not make the playoffs, you can't. I mean, if he wins,
but he didn't even sniff the play-in game though. That is kind of different.
Hey, you sniff it, you didn't make it. You can sniff how much you want. If you didn't make it past the door, what are you sniffing for?
Yep,
that's right.
Bars.
But yeah, I think I still got to stick by my Defensive Player of the Year pick. Evan Mobley was my Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, like due to like the season progressed, obviously other people played better. But I didn't notice Dyson Daniels' stats was this the way it is. I didn't know it was like that. But he's a hell of a player. He's going to be a premier All-Star.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to be a premier. I can see him winning multiple Defensive Player of the Year. Like he has that honor. You don't think he can?
As long as Wemby is healthy, it's his award to lose.
Yeah, but then
maybe also fatigue, but
Wemby, yeah, I'm about to say Wemby ain't winning no 8 to 10, 12 DPOs.
Yeah,
hell no.
You know why
Wemby might reel out 4 straight though.
I'll tell you this.
Okay, yeah. Listen, if what's his name can do it,
Dwight hit 3.
Yeah, I'm about to say if Rudy could get 4 out of 6 or whatever the hell he got.
But you see why this is where everybody might be wrong with the Wemby winning all these awards. Because Wemby still has to be the best offensive player for his team. Yep. Rudy don't gotta be none of that. Rudy just gotta be the rim protector. So as Victor gets much better, his offensive numbers is gonna scale up and his defensive ratings and all that would be much lower. That's the same thing with Kawhi. When Kawhi was a 15 per game scorer, he was the quote unquote best defense. Because he didn't have that much offensive load.
No, because he won defensive player averaging 25 points a game. So don't do that.
Yeah, but
who was it? Oh, Kawhi.
Yeah, but
that shit took such a toll on him. What happened? The following year?
Yeah. You gotta realize. Look,
also Zaza Pachulia too.
All right, cool. You are not wrong about that. You are not wrong about that. But yeah, and I know Kawhi cases differently, right? But in case of history, you've seen the more offensive load you take on for your team, the less you will start playing lockdown defense. You will have moments where you have to play lockdown defense. Not saying Kawhi can't do that, but when you go from being this, hey, you get fast break or open 3, all you have to do is just lock up. Your job is much easier because you have other people to score.
Yep.
Wemby, as his career progresses, he's going to have to score more. And it's going to be moments where he looks like the most lousy defender, but we know how great he is. Even, like, look, when Embiid won a Defensive Player of the Year too, right? I might be wrong.
No.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Embiid, no, he didn't win a deep boy.
He didn't? I could have sworn.
Hold on.
No. He did not.
No, he's never won a D-boy. No, yeah.
No,
I
not
could
at all.
probably tell you the last D-boys.
He's been in the running.
Yeah.
That the year he was in. I think he was number 2 when Marcus Smart won it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's never won. He's
No. That was Mikal who was number 2. He was number 3, I think.
You're right.
Matter of fact,
he's
never been first team all defense.
Yeah, you're right.
No.
He's only a 3-time all defensive team in the second team.
Yeah, but better the Wemby winning 8 is not going to be realistic unless you just counting 3 blocks a game is just lockdown defense. That because Dwight only won 3, and I feel like Dwight is probably the greatest versatile defender I've seen in probably my lifetime. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of great defenders throughout.
You know what's very underrated about Dwight's game? Niggas act like it was just defensive rebounding and jumping up to get the block. Dwight would start his defensive presence at the 3 line and trail you all the fucking way to the basket, bro.
Yeah, like, he would.
Dwight was so goddamn good. Oh my gosh. This one, I had a conversation the other day with somebody, young dude. I had a conversation the other day, either way, and this dude played college basketball. Well, he played NBA basketball too.
Shout out to him.
But no, he won some championships too. But had a conversation with him, and he said that in his time,
he froze.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said in his time, he never considered Dwight up there with or Dwight was never considered up there with the Brons and Coves and D Wades, or I say, yeah, you really don't remember. You don't remember or you just don't know.
How old was this gentleman?
I'll tell you, hold on. He is
Ja is so good at basketball, man.
32.
Sure,
damn.
Thanks for dropping his name.
Oh, my bad. I was reading and like, oh, yeah, but he's 32. 32.
Man, there's no excuse because I'm about to be 33 in a couple months.
There is no excuse. Dwight
he won at every level at that. Come on now.
Every single level.
Because for instance, like Tyson Chandler, defensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. I don't think Tyson Chandler was a first team all defensive.
He was not. No, he was not the D-boy that year. No,
I'm just saying. But Tyson Chandler didn't even make all first team defense. So, like the fact. No. Dwight talked about it because Dwight was all first team defense.
He was. Dwight was the center that year. Yeah.
So it's like Dwight. To me, I feel like Dwight is the best defensive big man I've seen. I know people are going to give it to Draymond because what Draymond has done in these last 13 years. Yeah. But for what I've seen what Dwight did, I don't think we're going to see a guy that size, that athletic, that could recover much better. Recover better than guards. So, like, for me, I would never put any defender over Dwight. In my lifetime.
Who's your league MVP?
My league MVP? Joker.
Who's your league MVP? Joker?
Yeah.
Nah. TP2
who's your
is my
league
MVP. TP2. Alexander is my defensive player. I'll be my most valuable player of the league.
Mike, who's your
TP2, bro?
Nigga said TP2 Alexander.
Wow.
Oh God, Ja. Ooh.
That's mine too, bro.
That's your okay.
Because the reason why this has been weighing heavy on my mind, right?
Get it off, brother.
I love Nikola Jokic. I'm still a fan of him. I watched him his first couple of years when he came to the league. When they would play the Nets, the tickets was pretty cheap. I feel like with Jokic, this thing of like, and Mike might laugh his hearing this, the same way like when Dak put up these 400 passing yard game with 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns, and people call it.
Why ain't you laughing at that?
No. Listen, no, Mike, you didn't let me finish. the same way people call those games empty
quarterback.
calories. The same way people they call those that games empty calories because he lost, but he balled out. Jokic do the same thing, and it's like we're supposed to coddle this. Like, yo, like you can't keep putting up 30, 20 and lose, and then that makes you the most valuable player in the league. The most valuable, like you have to win a certain amount of games to be most valuable, in my opinion. Like your team has to win at least 50 games. I mean, they won 50 games, but if the people you're going up against in the MVP race, they're meeting the same bars you and winning more games than you, how you're more valuable to your team than that person.
Now, let's ask this. In the case of Jokic.
Yeah.
You are the father.
Is Jokic not in a similar situation to what Westbrook was post KD at this point with how that roster has been stripped down and now the coach is gone and now the GM is gone? Is he not in a similar situation?
Not yet.
Because let's look at I'm asking the question because I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question because okay, yes, he has Jamal Murray running beside him, and I would venture to say that it's safe to say that Westbrook never had a and Aaron Gordon running next to him. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had people like Oladipo. He didn't utilize them the way they were supposed to use them.
I was about to say, I could argue the talent of Oladipo is vastly underused, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
The reason I say is because he's in the 4th seed. They played winning basketball this year. You win 50 games, that's winning basketball.
Yeah,
how you talking? And his
quick interjection.
Productivity. Yep.
Quick interjection. His second MVP, how many games did he win?
I think 48. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on. What was his second MVP? Nikola Jokic.
Y'all some old let me think ass niggas, man. Google this shit.
Nah, see, I don't like Googling that much, right?
Nikola Jokic's his second MVP was 2022-23.
That's when they won that's when they won? No, he won. No. He won 22, right? He won 2022, right?
Denver in 2020. They won 48 games. I hit it on the money. God damn.
Hey, good shit, bro. Look like that, boy. Hey, I ain't lying. Hey, I'm talking shit about Google and shit.
I was certain that they won 48 that shit because I remember. I think Mo, we talked about this when he won MVP last time at 48 games. Now they were 6th in the West, which also was what Westbrook was. They won 48 games and he was 6th in the West.
Okay.
So my argument is not against Jokic. My argument is to say some guys are in situations where you're head and toes above the rest of the crowd as a player. That as long as you win, I guess now playing the amount of games enough to get into the play-in, you're going to be in the MVP conversation.
Okay.
You get now. If they were the 8th seed, fuck no, I could not consider him an MVP candidate because of the fact that they're the 8th seed. They're the 4th seed this year. They won 50 games. To me, checks off all the boxes. I just think that SGA is indeed the MVP this year because everything that we credited Giannis for in his first league MVP, SGA is mirroring that as a guard. He's only playing how many minutes a game is he playing? He's playing, I want to say 32 minutes a game, maybe.
I think probably 31, 32 minutes.
Yeah.
I just want to put something out that the reason it's not even like the scoring that Shea does. Because, yes, that is his bread and butter. That's what made him what it is. Is the level of consistency, even in games where they're not supposed to win, he still tries to win the games.
Yes.
So it's like
Yep.
with Shea, it's the numbers and what you're seeing on your TV screen. Like,
Yep.
yes, Jokic have these asinine, these not even asinine, these strong, these enormous numbers, which is insane. But yes, I get it. You lost two pieces, but like you still have to say roster. It's not like you don't know none of these players. It's not like every year you get 12 new players on your team. It's like I know we coddle Jamal Murray and say he's been hurt, and that's the reason why Jokic his legacy looks the way it is. But like we champion him when he put up these big numbers, but like it's people that put up great numbers and like they're not getting the recognition of winning. Because if Shea don't win this year, like we just gonna be having it handed off to Jokic or because next season he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna average a triple double next year. It's no way.
Yeah,
like,
but who can really do what he does in this game today? Because
I mean,
you can argue that his triple double, as much as I love Russell Westbrook, I love Westbrook to death. His triple double, you can say, did come off of taking opportunities from other players. Now, some would say he stepped up and did what other players weren't being aggressive in doing.
Yeah.
You can argue that side too. But there's also a side to argue that his triple-double took away from other guys developing. Victor Oladipo got better as a player post-Westbrook.
True.
Not Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Fuck. I had it on the top of my head. God, dog, it's going to come back to me. There were other players who had better opportunities. No, with Russ. There were other players with Russ that played aside from him that post-Russ became better players. I don't think
What you mean, Paul George?
No, Paul played next to him and almost won MVP.
Yeah, an MVP vote.
Yeah, no. That one I can't put on Russ.
But there were other players that Russ too.
Yeah, there were other players that Russ has played next to that post-Russ has had a lot better output on the court. Now, look, especially guards. Jokic is a point center. We ain't seen this shit in our lifetime ever. As a point center, his game doesn't take away from others. Now, that's on Jamal Murray that Jamal Murray did not take it to the next level and become an all-star. That's on Jamal.
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming Jokic for Jamal Murray.
What MPJ could have been with that cooked back without Jokic shielding and allowing him to just become a 20-point a game.
Is the back cooked though?
Who MPJ? No. I'm saying with MPJ, him coming into the league with that cooked back. If you don't have a player like Jokic to take the brunt of that, because remember MPJ was going to be the number one player in the draft.
Yeah.
So him having all that, he was like a Paolo-esque type of player before Paolo. Like,
but kudos to him though, because he's had a clean bill of health since he's been in the league.
He absolutely, but I think that because of the fact that it's not all on him,
pretty amazing.
He's able to have gotten over that. Aaron Gordon. Look, Aaron Gordon was actually he's never been an all-star, but he took Orlando to the playoffs. But outside of that, there was nothing really about his game. He took y'all to the playoffs.
Man was the all-star on that team.
I know. Aaron Gordon took y'all to the playoffs. I'm sorry. I feel
man. Hey, man. I mean, hey, shout out to Orlando, man. They had one of the best game ones I ever seen, man. Shout out DJ Augustine.
Facts. DJ. Is DJ retired yet? Or
Oh, he's out of there, brother.
He's gone?
Yeah, he's out of there. He's about to pick up the damn DJ Augustine.
Yeah, when was his last year? Was last year.
All right. But my thing is
2 years ago.
I don't think Jokic is I'm not saying he doesn't deserve MVP, but
you just don't think he's MVP this year. That's fine.
Yeah. I feel like for what Winston said in this comment.
Let me pull it up. Winston says Joker is a situational issue, but I'm with you, Mo. Also, SGA got top of the West 2 years in a row and adds to Earl's MVP prophecy.
Absolutely.
Because you gotta realize my first last year I went from the 10th seed to the first seed.
Yep.
If I was in the Eastern Conference, you would be praising me. If that was Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum did that, he'd be the MVP. Off rip. If the Celtics went from the 10th to the first, I just feel like, and coming back the next year and doing the same.
I don't think there's anything Jason Tatum can do to get MVP, but I feel you.
Yes, he could.
No.
If
I
If
feel
he
you. I
averaged
feel you.
36, they'd find a reason not to give it to him.
I feel you. It looks
No.
like it, don't it?
no. You know why? Like it's crazy that like it's insane that like he's gonna be probably he's gonna make the top 100 team, and he's gonna be a multi-time finals winner and probably a couple finals MVP, and he would never be. Yeah, he's gonna never be considered the best player in the league. He's never gonna be considered best at nothing because Jason Tatum. First year, he made it to the conference finals, so there's no expectation.
I'm gonna tell you why.
There's nothing he could pass that. You already saw the door before you actually supposed to see it.
I'm gonna tell you why I think that happened.
What
2022 changed everything for Jason Tatum. When they did not win that finals against the Warriors, think of the conversation around Jason Tatum in the 21 season going into 22. It was set up for him to win the league MVP. And ever since they did not win that championship, and then them acquiring more pieces and taking not less shine off of Jason Tatum, but you have Jaylen Brown evolving into what he's evolved into now. You have Drew Holiday there. It takes more eyes off of Jason being the focal point, and they're just a really great team. 22 was the year that it was not capitalized on, not to any fault of his, but I feel like after he let the voters down and everything like that, and they did not secure that championship, I think he's going to be playing an uphill battle ever since. And I just noticed that was the year that happened.
We can't do that because Kobe didn't get his first MVP until year 11.
Year 11, facts.
So,
I'm just saying as of now.
Only MVP too. So.
Yeah, so it's like it's still a chance. Say if he wins the championship this year, next year it's gonna be a point where like it's enough is enough. And
but see, that happened last year.
No,
they won last year and it didn't do nothing this year.
Yeah, but Shea also averaged 32 points.
Where's Tatum at this year?
27.
I think he's top 5.
Yeah, he's top 5 in points. But 32 and winning 60 games, come on, Earl. You're not voting for Jason Tatum this year.
What did Boston win this year?
Like 58.
That's really unfortunate, man. 61 and 21. 61 and 21 this year. Boston. They won 61 games.
Oh,
yeah. That's really unfortunate for him, man. Really unfortunate for him. That is wrong.
But it's
and
also
a damn Celtic I'm arguing for.
No, it's not even about the Celtic thing.
For me,
I hate the Celtics too, and it's the situational thing that Winston brought up. Jason Tatum walked into the perfect situation.
Yes.
When he got to Boston, he wasn't ushered in to be the guy.
Yeah.
Kyrie was supposed to be the guy.
Right.
And obviously things of that nature happen, injuries happen. His game risen after that injury. The following year, he got better. The next year, he became an all-star. So Jason Tatum didn't do the traditional, you got to wait until year 4 to become an all-star. Like he had a lot of success early. And, that is the penalization that he's going to have to deal with. He probably might win his first MVP when he probably don't even want to play basketball anymore. It's going to be like, hey, nigga, damn, like this is the only thing you didn't. This is
Embiid.
Yeah, it's like this is the only thing you haven't accomplished because, like, bro, he's a very accomplished player at this point.
He is.
It's like
that's the only thing he hasn't won.
Yeah, so it's like Jason Tatum did so much, and he did so much early. So it's like, look at the last 15 MVPs winners, right? Most of these guys have become winning a great style of winning basketball until year 6, year 5, year 6.
Yeah, he wants some to say it's success fatigue.
Yeah, Jason Tatum went to the finals year 7?
He went to the NBA finals year 7. Went to the conference finals in year 1.
His rookie, yeah. So it's like, bro,
and they took him to 7 games. Let's not forget that.
LeBron.
And dunked on LeBron. Yeah, let's not forget they took them to 7 games.
Yeah. Just like how you said being Tom Brady is not a stat. All that is not a stat, bro. Like we gotta stop saying dunking on people. That's not a stat. Like
Hey, I know it ain't no stat, man, but hey, my dog got some shit off his bucket list, man.
Yeah.
He
People,
That's another
damn sure do.
accomplishment for him.
people get dunked on. People get.
Hey,
I'm not.
That's true.
That's a good
that's an
person to dunk on.
accomplishment.
That's a good person to dunk on. I can't lie.
And that LeBron, you can argue, what
Yeah.
was that, 18? 18, LeBron might low-key be the best. Well, 18.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he might be the best.
No,
He might be the
18,
best.
20.
The best combination of all of
No,
of
2020
skills
LeBron.
and
No, Lake
no.
the
I'm
second
saying
year of
everything.
LeBron. No, second year of Laker LeBron is the best LeBron.
I want to table that. Let's take that to another episode. I want to find out what was the best LeBron.
But if you go
Very
find
interesting conversation.
if you go if you all right, if you want
What?
if you go statistically, the best LeBron is year 3 LeBron. He averaged 31 points. If you just go all based off of statistics.
Let's table this. We got a couple more things to get to before we get out of here. I want to have that conversation maybe after the postseason's over.
All right.
But speaking of that, Mike, I think we have an interesting conversation to close out. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Let's argue, man.
Let's argue. Let's argue, and then we'll close out with the WNBA draft. By the way, I could not go by without letting this sing. Happy Jackie Robinson Day.
Yes, sir.
Jackie Robinson Day.
The pioneer, the GOAT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out Jackie Robinson, man.
Barrier breaker.
Absolutely.
You know, Jackie Robinson was mad at Ali. They didn't want to go to war.
You said he won now?
You know, Jackie Robinson was mad at Ali.
I do know that. Yes. I know that very much so.
That shit is crazy. That's crazy.
Happy freaking Jackie Robinson Day, man. By the way, that is the best. This patch this year that they did is arguably the best Jackie Robinson patch.
So nobody got a cycle today? I mean, the night is not over yet, but no one got a cycle. You're supposed to get a cycle on Jackie Robinson
Day. You are. All right, Mike. There's been a lot of conversation.
Yeah, man.
A lot of conversation about this guy. And before we get into this, are we saying, is our argument going to be best or greatest?
I don't think it's going to be. Honestly, bro, I want to preface it. I'm not going to say he's neither best nor greatest. I just want more respect to be put on his name. And I feel like his body of work and what us as casuals, I hate to call myself a casual.
We're not casual.
We're not casuals.
We're not casuals.
But I'm saying what
I've forgotten way more basketball than most of these dorks remember.
Please read the caption that is on my line.
This podcast is professional at all times.
Thank you.
Well, that's a goddamn lie.
It is.
But what we how we gauge different things, bro. You know, of course, the goalpost changes, and it's predicated based on who you like, who you don't like, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So we say all this to say the conversation is about James Harden.
Yes.
So me and Earl had a quick talk about it. We didn't go into depth. We said we're gonna say for the pod. So I'm gonna start off with the question to y'all. Okay. James Harden is a top blank shooting guard of all time.
I like James Harden. James Harden, if we just go and base on just the history of the position, obviously, like, well, for me, I have Kobe in front of Mike. Kobe. Yeah. Oh man. No.
Let's get the ones out the way. 1 and 2 are out the way. We know who 1 and 2 is.
Let's get it out. 1 and 2.
We know who it is. Let's get that shit out the way.
I know this is very tough because it's like, yes. I'm aware this man won 3 championships, and I'm also aware another man, and I'm aware this other man won MVP and Allen Iverson. But
who?
I also
Iverson is a 2 or a 1.
Iverson is a 2.
Erickson, okay, for sure. I agree.
Erickson was the point guard. Yeah. But it's like
Yeah,
Man. No, no, no,
yeah.
no.
Thought
I'm trying to.
provoking. I
No, no,
love
it's
it.
not. It's not thought provoking, Mike. I want to be very cognizant, and I want to be very fluid when I explain my answer.
Same.
The same and it's like I'm not. It, it, you can have it whatever you way. I know, like it's two sides of the ball, and I
Hmm.
view it. I view this argument the same way I view Kevin Garnett and Dirk.
Okay.
I get
He,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See, Earl,
I, I,
he already know. He already helped Earl.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because what someone does on both ends of the basketball is amazing, and what another person does on one side out can also outweigh what you do on both sides of the basketball.
Yep.
But what what the base of this conversation is like who has a better career or who is just better in
No,
general.
who's that's why I said, are we talking better or greater? Which one?
Because
Because
if
greatness
we
more so leans to the career accomplishments.
yeah, you see, if we're gonna do if we're
Better
gonna do,
can lead to that, but better also is going to be what your eyes tell you.
I'll say this. I will have to put this the way our history works and everything, because your accolades and what you have done
Means
takes a
something.
lot. Yeah, it means something. And from if for me being like honest, because I've been honest in the show this whole time, I have to put Wade in front of Harden because of what history has showed us and what history has told us.
Hmm.
But for what Harden has brought to the game on how usage rates work and how most guards now play the whole most shooting guards play from the center of the court instead of the baseline of the court. It showed a clear difference because if you look at Dwayne Wade, all his effective basket came from the left hash or the right hash.
Yeah, he was
James
a
Harden
slasher,
played,
100%.
yeah. James Harden plays full straight to the cup, so it's like he Dwayne Wade has a better advantage of getting to the lane because when you come down from that hash line going towards the basket, is the court's kind of smaller. But if you're at the top of the key, you have a lot more to deal with because they're already stacking the paint for you. So I just want to put in that perspective that like Harden baskets are much tougher than Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade baskets are also more impactful than Harden basket Harden because when you in a big game, you rather have Harden, but if you just want to build your team to a success where it attracts more players, you're gonna take Harden. And on the all-time list, you have to give it to Dwayne Wade because of what he has done in his career. History showed that he's won more championship. He has played. He played a less amount of times as Harden, but Harden also did something that Dwayne Wade hasn't done, which is be many people consider the MVP. You're at least the third best player in the league at that time, and it's
Hmm.
probably a time period where Dwayne. I don't want to sound disrespectful. And this is like Dwayne Wade was always a top five player, but it was never a time in my life I thought Dwayne Wade was the
The
third
best
best
player
player
in
in
the
the
league.
league. Yeah, he was.
See, that
So
top three is you pick your poison.
yeah, yeah, and it was a point in time where you can have that conversation that Harden is a top three player in the league. I know it sounds crazy to say because we seen Dwayne Wade career end, so his story ends, and he has everything to stack up against Harden. But Harden's still playing now, and he's playing much better, even though the numbers are not the same. So history says Dwayne Wade, but personally, I will have to give it to Harden. Personally, like
Zendel, what's your thoughts on this? Because I know me and Mike been waiting since Tuesday, so you know,
All right,
um,
I'll get mine out. Um, it's very simple. If you want to do regular season, it's Harden by a landslide.
I
But if
don't
you want
like
to do
this.
postseason, it's Dwayne Wade by a landslide. And to me, what's more important
is the postseason.
is the postseason.
Mhm.
And Harden has consistently failed in the postseason. Not like he's played regular or he's played up to his level in the postseason. Like he's failed. Like he's fall flat on his face. How did he play in the 2012 finals against the Miami Heat when he
He
was
was the
with the
third
Thunder?
option.
He was the third. Yeah, I can't really.
And
I'm
so
not.
he had less pressure. Hold on. Before you make this argument, that's you're saying he had less pressure than any of D Wade's finals, being the third option, and yet he still couldn't
But
That's a
you
fair
know,
hit what
assessment.
his
no,
regular
that's a
season
fair.
Fair
was.
assessment.
No, that's fair.
So
That's fair,
so
Dell.
so
That's,
to
that,
me, so to
In
me
in the
that
same year,
answers the
Wade
question.
won Finals MVP because
Yeah,
that was Harden's third year, and by Wade's third year, he did win Finals MVP.
yeah,
oh,
exactly.
okay.
And
Now
also he was six man of the
hold on.
year, and he didn't even get his regular season average in the finals. To me, that's a failure, especially because they needed you. So,
I agree with you. I'm with you.
and I'm not even gonna bring up the time San Antonio that game 6,
I
Okay.
mean,
Houston San
you.
Antonio series.
Just
No, I'm
remember, if you're
actually.
gonna bring up Game 6, you have to bring up games 1 through 5. It's the
Yeah,
totality.
it's a
It
totality.
is, but I mean,
Because I
that
don't
was
like that
so
undercut.
disappointing.
I don't like the undercut you doing,
So,
Dell.
if you ask me, I'm gonna go with D Wade.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you're going with legacy.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
going with legacy.
yeah. All right,
And
Mike.
and the
and
conversation is
postseason excellence.
cool. And our conversation was never to say that give a definitive Harden is better, Wade is better. It's more so giving credence to his accomplishments and what he's done because his history would recall. Um, how can you be the best player if you don't have an MVP? I mean, if you're the best player, most valuable player, I mean MVP of the league, you're the most valuable player in the league. You're the best player in the league. Year in, year out, we saw that with Harden. When he was with Houston, he was killer. He bet on himself. He left KD and Russ. He got them Houston and killed for a decade.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The things that we saw Harden do in Houston, Dwayne Wade has never. And
Yeah.
again, I'm not definitively saying Harden is better than Dwayne Wade, but I'm here for an argument. I can argue
Yeah.
for why Harden
Someone
is
carved
better.
out more. Yeah, someone carved out more.
You feel
And
exactly.
Now,
You know what I'm saying? And those numbers, bro, you could put Harden's 10-year tenure with Houston against any player in NBA history.
that's a
Yeah.
fact. Now, I will say this much. The outlier is okay. We're going to talk about the better player. The better player, for what my eyes tell me, is that James Harden's a better basketball player than Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade does not have the ability to create a shot like James Harden. He's not a better ball handler.
Not a better
He is not a
passer.
better rebounder. He's not a better facilitator. He is not a better shooter on any. No, he is not a
Not a
better
better
Dell,
shooter.
rebounder, but it's close.
It's
Dell
it's
do
it,
not do. Dell do not
it's
do that.
close-ish, but
Yo,
I would say Wade's rebounding ability is 1,000,000% predicated on athleticism, and when James Harden's a guy who plays more so on the ground than he does in
Instinctive.
He's
the
also
air.
bigger too.
you
Who?
remember the other day?
James
Yo,
is
too, stop
6'5",
saying.
Wade is 6'4".
Yeah, remember last
That's
2
bigger.
weeks ago?
Okay, didn't we just say one was only?
Yeah, you remember 2 weeks ago? I think we really I think the problem with what people don't like about Harden style of ball
Mhm.
is that
That skill
we
that he had.
yeah that's skinny that what we love about Shea is that James Harden was the sacrificial lamb for the
Mm-hmm.
style of play that Shea
Mm-hmm.
plays.
Yes.
Like we saw that for 14 years, right? Straight, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
Mhm.
so it got to a point where it became annoying. And it's like, yo, I don't ever want to see this again. And that changed the way our people draw contact. The way James Harden manipulate the game. I haven't seen a player did that since Kobe and Gilbert Arenas. And I think James Harden did it
Let
so
me
well.
pause you right there, Mo. For those that are watching, that is a skill. That is not that's nothing that should
Foul
be looked down upon.
baiting or
Foul
True.
Yeah.
drawing is a skill that elite scorers have.
Yeah,
I mean,
It
because
is a
being a foul
skill.
merchant
because at the
is
end
a
of the day, bro,
compliment.
you have to look at it and ask yourself, well, did he get fouled? And your answer is going to be, well, yeah, the nigga did get fouled. So
Yes. He knows how to make part of his offense is making your defense irrelevant. That is a skill. And that is a skill that is taught. That's a skill that is taught by the best of coaches and trainers possible. So all this complaining about being a foul merchant, and the refs are doing this, that, and the third. Here's the deal. As a basketball player, especially a ball handler, really a guard in general, one of your
Great.
jobs is to be able to have that skill of situationally getting a foul to give your team an advantage. That's a skill. So I just want to put that out there because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of conversations in basketball, I'm hearing a new thing. It's foul merchants. That's not anything to frown on. That's a skill that, by the way, you got to have elite footwork to be able to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to go to the line and knock down the
You have to go to the line and knock down them free throws, yes, which is another skill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It actually makes scoring harder for you if you want to be technical about it.
Also, but nobody said that D-Wade was the infinitely better defensive player.
No, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, I said that for the start. I said, yes, one person did play both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And another person did. That's why I said I alluded to Dirk and KG because many people will have a lot of people will have Dirk over KG because Dirk offensive prowess. But a guy like me, I value forwards and centers. That your job is to secure your perimeter players from not not giving up points. So that's why I have Dirk over. That's why I have KG over Dirk.
Same.
I
think KG is the second or third greatest power forward ever.
Giannis is the second greatest power forward.
No, it's him and Giannis. I think Giannis has eclipsed them, but it's a conversation for them.
Conversation for them. But
yeah, give me Giannis number 2.
Yeah, but back to this Harden thing because this is a conversation that needs to be had because it's no wrong answer. I like that you and Mike opposes. I just feel like when people mention Harden, they always mention like his playoff failures. But a guy like Tracy McGrady gets love, and he doesn't get any recognition of his playoff failures. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. He doesn't get recognition for his playoff failures. But Harden, we put that out like a sirloin steak. Like, hey, Harden did this.
Well,
Harden
that's
did
because
this.
once you have decided how you feel about a person, your viewpoint on their accomplishments is going to be skewed. Like you're not able to look at, if you think somebody's an asshole, you're not going to look at their works as great works of art. You're just going to say, oh, he didn't do this, didn't do that, didn't do that. But if you take it away and just put the numbers in the sheet of paper and watch what you watch and take the names off of the jerseys, you're going to say one thing or another. That's the problem when you having conversations about sports. Sports isn't about how you feel. Let me just be very clear in that. Sports is not about how you feel. Sports is about what you see and what you did not see. Point blank, period. It is a numbers game. It is an accomplishment game. It is
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, it is every bit of what happens on the court or the field. Sports is not about how you should judge sports. It's not about you liking a person. Listen, one of my favorite players to ever play this game was Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is not a very accomplished basketball player in comparison to guys like a Cole, Wade, this, that, and the third. It don't matter how I feel about it. What happened is what happened.
True.
So, how people feel about Harden, for whatever reason, and most of it has to do with off the court shit. It really ain't got nothing to do with on the court because most people bring up the strip clubs and Lil Baby and this, that. I get all that. I also saw that man for at least 10 years be a top 10 player, and at his height of heights, you can argue he was the best player in the world.
Yep.
You can argue in the conversation. He was I personally, I'm gonna just call it how I see it. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I think that James Harden was a better player than Steph Curry. Now, Steph was more accomplished. But
James Harden, 2014-15 MVP.
James Harden was a better basketball player than Stephen Curry. From
a skill set
aspect and from an individualistic standpoint, I do not think that Wardell Curry could do what Harden did with Wardell Curry II could do what James Harden did with what James Harden was given to play with. I do not think that. I think if you put Harden on the Warriors, you probably don't lose 2016. And I'm not even comfortable that you lose 2019 against the Warriors.
They
If
don't
Harden,
make it, and they lose to OKC if he's on the squad.
I do not think that James Harden or that Stephen Curry is a better basketball player than Stephen Curry. Now, look, Steph accomplished more because he was on a better team.
He
Steph
was
accomplished more in the team aspect.
better team, better coach, better everything.
I'll give you a
better
better
organization.
I'll give you a better comparison. It's like how I feel about A-Rod and Jeter. A-Rod is a better baseball player than Jeter, but Jeter's more accomplished than A-Rod.
1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there was
Derek
never
Jeter,
a time that A-Rod was a better player than Derek Jeter. Never.
You say it was never a time A-Rod wasn't better than Jeter?
No, I mean that Jeter was better than A-Rod. I'm sorry. Jeter was never better than A-Rod.
That's how I view the situation with Wade and this Harden thing, because it's like, yes, we do value winning. I don't want people to misconstrue that we're underlining winning. But when you're comparing the individuals, that winning championship only can get you so far. It's what you did on the groundwork. And yes, James Harden had to do more. And I know people love to bring up this thing that, hey, Dwayne Wade took a backseat to LeBron, but Dwayne Wade didn't play. Dwayne Wade didn't play all these years with LeBron. It was only 6 seasons.
It was
or
four.
Probably even less.
Four.
It was 4.
It was 4.
Yeah, it was 4 seasons.
4 out of 7 out of 4 out of 16.
Yeah. So it's like you still
03 to 19.
So you still have more. Yeah.
Remember in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still have more to do with, like, you still have more opportunities to do. It's not like Miami. It's not like Spo didn't implement the system behind you, because the same system that Jimmy benefit from with the playoff Jimmy shit.
Yep.
You started that. Started that.
Speaking of playoff Jimmy, that nigga going off right now, bro.
This game is still scary though. Because they were just up 20 and Grizzlies came back.
Yeah,
they only down 7. Yeah, so it's like, I don't. But yeah, it's just like, if we're just saying this, like, who's the better basketball player, all around player, it has to be Harden. And I know Dwayne Wade edged out with the defense, but it's like, you can play so much defense you want. If it's certain things you can't do on offense that I can do.
Exactly.
It's certain
as a guard, you're not a better ball handler than me. You're more athletic, but you're not a better ball handler than me. You're not a better shooter you're not a better scorer on any level better than me. You ain't a better.
But you know what's so cool?
You ain't a better. And I feel like he finishes at the basket better than Dwayne Wade too.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how, Z. Yes, Dwayne Wade
to Harden, but
no, I said no. Harden was okay. Look. Yes, Dwayne Wade was an incredible dunker when his athleticism was there. I'm not taking that away, but he was not nearly as crafty or nearly had a better layup.
No, he wasn't.
Hell no.
But you know,
that's what makes him a better finisher.
But no player is that crafty.
That's my point. That's what makes him a better finisher at the rim.
You know, that's so crazy.
I stopped myself before I
You know what's so funny about this argument, right? And that we blame Harden for the foul merchant thing, right? But it was a 3-year span where people hated Dwayne Wade for that, and everybody.
100%. When Kobe was the lead guy, people thought very similar thoughts to Harden or to Wade about Harden. About Harden to Wade.
So it's like I just want people to remember that, like, all great scorers are going to look for a foul.
They look for a foul.
Like that's the edge of the game.
Curry leans into his threes to try to draw a foul.
Yeah, like people. If you're great at something, you have to find a way to get an advantage.
1,000,000%. You have to.
The
object of the game is to find an advantage, to score more than your opponent, and stop them from scoring in 2 sequences. That is the object of the game. Anybody who tells you different is lying. They're lying.
I mean,
that is the object of the game. So
I'll say this:
what it is.
My thing with Harden too is, like, yes, he scored 30, but he also accumulated another 30 for his team. So it's like Harden really accumulates 66 points on a nightly basis.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not mad at the turnovers with Harden. I know that's something that people do not acknowledge.
That's part of the game.
It's part of the game, but also Harden legitimately was a point shooting guard. So
he's the best combo guard I've ever seen.
He absolutely. Unfortunately, with him handling the ball that much, it's going to come with turnovers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
I do think that they're costly, but I also can overlook them because I know what happens when he has a perimeter player next to him. It goes down a lot. If you notice, those high turnover years were not when he played next to somebody like Kawhi or Paul George. That did not happen because he could depend on them to also handle the rock. James Harden's turnovers do not happen like that. It also turned down when he played next to Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, but a lot of the things about James Harden, he is one of the greatest players of this game. And I'll be real. If they redid the 50, forget the 75. If they redid the 50, you'd be a damn fool to leave him off of that 50. A damn fool. Mo, you muted. You muted.
Oh, my fault. I feel like the NBA 50 is what it is, but obviously it's part of life evolution. Players are gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Players are gonna be better than other players. But I feel like you can't tell the James Harden style of basketball will be here forever. I don't think that style of basketball is ever gonna go away. The way a combo guard is important to their offense. Now that wasn't a thing back in the days. Like your two guard was just either the best scorer on the team or just the best defender. Now
that's a fact. That's a fact.
I just feel like the argument is unfair because everybody's gonna shun Harden because he didn't win a championship. Yeah, and and that's unfair. That's unfair because it's like. It's people that would sit here and tell you, Carmelo Anthony is better than Kevin Durant, but Carmelo Anthony never had the success of Kevin Durant.
No, but didn't lead the league in scoring 4 times. Didn't have an MVP.
Never had an MVP. Never won titles.
Never played in the finals.
But they would have people. But you would have people tell you that they believe Melo is better than Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I don't run into them regularly.
No. I'm saying
you might get more Mo because you in New York, but like
that's you obviously. But like if we're being real, I had a conversation with somebody on the internet about that. And he was telling me that Melo didn't have good teams his whole career, and I had to name all the people that Melo played with and list all his team record. And his rebuttal to me was he played in the West. And then the other one was the Knicks team wasn't good. So it's like I try not to.
Kevin Durant not play in the West?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people played in the West. Luka Doncic played in the West.
Hit another 3.
But yeah, I just feel like this argument. This argument is just too much for people. A lot of people don't want to be honest. Not saying Dell isn't being, but the thing is, the championship outweighs anything. To me, I feel like MVP as an individual way out. Is already like 45% of your resume because it's a point in time. It's a point in time in your life you can legitimately say I was the best player in the league.
It's why I think that along with this All Stars and All NBAs, whether people like it or not, Joel Embiid's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that.
People don't like
Joel going to the Hall.
No, Joel's going to the Hall.
You can hate it,
but it makes me sick.
Maybe, but he also had a 7-year stretch where he was a top 10 to 15 player in the league. Joel Embiid to the Hall.
Because you know why Joel's going so hard? Because we have people that would look in your face and said, Derrick Rose is the first ballot Hall of Famer. And Joel Embiid has done more than Derrick Rose.
Had Derrick Rose done what Joel Embiid did, if he gets 7 All-Stars, 5 All-NBAs, Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a Hall of Famer, but he's not. But he's not because he didn't do it, and it is what it is.
Yeah, but Derrick Rose is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's the youngest MVP in NBA history.
I would hope he gets in the Hall. I'm not counting on it, but I would hope he does.
No,
Hey,
he's
man.
gonna get in.
He gets in the Hall of Fame on some Devin Hester shit.
No, he's gonna get in. He's just gonna get it because the basketball Hall of Fame is your whole basketball career. Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, oh, ooh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Wow. Yeah, that was a hard
Oh.
landing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see. Dell, I told you, I don't trust this Warriors team because Jimmy got like 25, and they still about to. They still might lose.
Well,
the
you
game.
finna trust him a whole lot more now with
Yeah.
with
With Morant
Jamitris
going
out.
down.
I mean, Demetrius out.
Demetrius.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the playoff seeding.
Yeah.
So the obviously the matchups that we told y'all about earlier was the play-in. This is the playoffs as it's currently constructed. What's left in the West is the 4-5 matchup between the Nuggets and the Clippers, and the
Best
3-6
series of
matchup
the
between the Lakers and the Timberwolves.
best series of the first round. Nuggets.
I think so
Clippers.
too. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I'm picking the Clippers to win this series.
Yeah,
I think the
Clippers in
Clippers
six.
are the most dangerous team in
Y'all
the Western
crazy as
Conference. They are the most, if they're healthy, they are the most
Yeah.
dangerous team in the Western Conference, and nobody wants to play them. No one.
Give me Jokic and Murray. Like
I think
exactly
What
like
Murray?
20
I
exactly
think-
like
I
2020.
think we
Give
could
me
take the
Jokic
Clippers.
and Murray.
I think we could take. I think we could take the Clippers to 7. I think we could beat the Clippers to 7.
Listen, I'm gonna tell it to you like this. Kawhi, Hawaii. I don't
Okay.
even know that guy. Denver in 6. Okay.
Denver. I mean, Denver is the favorite to win the series.
Hey, hold on, Z. One more time. What was it?
Say it again, Z.
Please.
Kawhi, Hawaii. I don't even know that guy. Denver in 6.
Oh
Crazy as
my
hell.
god. All right. Oh my god. Okay. Dell has Denver in 6. What say you, Mike?
What am I calling you in that old country ass slang?
What say you, Mike?
What say you? Denver and who is it? Denver and the Clippers.
In the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Denver and the Clippers. I'm gonna go to Clippers, bro. I think they rolling.
Yeah,
They rolling.
I am too. I think the Clippers just have too much potency in their perimeter offense, and hell, their defense for that matter. I think as long as you contain, you're not going to stop Jokic, but you contain him and cancel out.
What?
Yeah, that's what to contain, y'all. You just got to keep throwing bodies at him.
Man,
Throw bodies at him.
40-point triple double.
I understand he will, but if you contain him to whatever you can and cancel out the rest of his squad, you should be able to come out of this series in 6.
I like Zubac, but he ain't got nothing for Jokic.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody in the NBA has anything for Jokic at this point. But Jokic, I think that you do an approach very similar to what we've seen teams before. Let the big man get off. Just cancel everybody else out.
The Warriors better not lose this game.
Yeah. Mo, you said you got the Nuggets.
No. I didn't pick a winner for this series. I just said it's going to 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this series. That's why I said it's the best series because it could go either way. We can get vintage Kawhi, but we could also get a shit job of Kawhi too.
True.
Which is why like I don't really have a winner because as bad as the Nuggets has played, they still have that momentum of just being a good playoff team. And the Clippers has yet to play one full series of Kawhi since as a Clipper. Well, yes. Last time he played
the
in the playoffs as a Clipper.
I think the bubble was the last time they had a full playoff run with him.
Yeah, but if I'm just judging off of how he played his last 20-odd games, 20-odd some games. The Clippers should win the series, even though Denver is the favorite. It also pertain on the first and second option cancel out each other for both teams. But what because Zubac, he's playing good, but like Dell said, like he don't have enough to do anything with Jokic. No one does. But we need to see what guys like Chris Dunn and that bench can do, because if you could get some quality baskets out that bench, because the bench, like they run on offense. So like if Ben Simmons could just facilitate and help those guys score, which I know that's a lot asking right now, but I just feel like they're pretty equal, even though like Denver played this awful these last couple of weeks. It's all pertaining on how Kawhi plays. Like this series is determined on Kawhi for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Dell said, Kawhi, I don't know that guy. It could be Clippers in 5, or it could be Denver in 6.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be the most entertaining series out of all, though.
The 4-5 matchup between the Pacers and Bucks. Let me just give a preface by saying that it is confirmed that Damian Lillard is out for the series. He's making progress, but he will not be available for the playoffs. So,
Giannis gone.
No, it's for the playoffs. He's gone.
Giannis gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
This offseason, Giannis gone.
Hey, man.
And all the money I was saving for KD.
Hey, man.
Fuck that.
I know Nigerians don't like going to Los Angeles, but it's gold there. It's gold there.
It is gold there.
I know there is gold in what do you call it? LA. But I am comfortable in Milwaukee.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
Freaky deaky. I'm not gonna hold you. I have the Pacers winning this series in 6 or 7. Yeah.
No, Giannis can still pull it off.
Yeah, he can.
He can absolutely. And to be fair, Kevin Porter Jr. has been playing very good, and Kyle Kuzma has been playing very well.
Shout out to that fuck nigga, man.
Yeah. In fact, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't fuck with you, bro.
Yeah, you know something funny?
Yeah.
You know something funny? I actually saw that motherfucker before in my lifetime. Right around that time he allegedly did that. Like I saw him around that time.
Was he saying
I ain't no alleged.
Bitch, where's my money?
Yo, bro, come on, you got it, chill. Now, because he got an apartment.
No, you really have like no desire for like anybody that like has anything going for themselves. Ever.
This show, you don't want the show to get sponsored.
You have no desire just for.
Like Mike kept it so PC. He said, "I don't fuck with him."
Like, I don't fuck with him. Hey, his game. Like, and you. So, anyways, man, I think Kevin Porter Jr.
Or no?
Huh?
Can he win comeback player of the year or no?
Who?
No, I don't think
Kevin
so.
Porter.
I don't think so.
No.
I think that Kawhi may actually be a candidate for comeback player of the year.
No, he didn't play enough games.
He didn't play enough.
You have to play the 65 for that too. Okay. Then no. Yeah.
I know this is gonna sound pandering,
and he didn't play bad last year.
Most improved player is an award that they really have to evaluate, because I feel like it has to be about a player that literally didn't have
Nobody in the lottery can win comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Or most improved player.
Yeah, that's it. But that's
no. If that
I'm
motherfucker listen to what I'm saying. If that mug from Portland, what's his name? Scoot Henderson. That motherfucker turned into an all-star. He might get most improved player of the year for me.
No.
He shouldn't, because you were drafted to do that.
Thank you.
Damn.
You were drafted to be an all-star. I don't hear it.
It's like when Luca. It's like when Luca won. Like he was like, well, no. I think he won or they gave it to Devontae Graham, but he was like, "Why am I winning this award? Why am I winning this award when all I did, my numbers just went up by like a couple of points? Like when Ja won Most Improved and his teammate was playing as good. Like nobody expected. Yeah, nobody expected Desmond Bain to be the guy he is.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Like I get it. Like you see a jump, and I just feel like if you're drafted in the top 10, like you are a franchise. You're drafted to change a franchise. You're not drafted to be just to become because again, Most Improved is like, it's like hey, you've been a good player. You know, it's time to reward you. Like no one expected anything. It's like a bad coworker turned into a good coworker. That's what Most Improved player.
Hey, Desmond Bain 6'4" with 5'11" arms.
Yeah, that's all right.
Bro.
Like when Jimmy Butler won, that wasn't a bad choice. No one expected Jimmy Butler.
No
one expected. Yeah, like I get it. Some high draft picks is like, yo, you won. You wasn't supposed to be drafted. This how you won. So obviously they probably see we were all wrong, but your franchise believed in you. I know
exactly.
I know.
Isn't Desmond Bain built like an XL Jimmer Fredette?
Yo, stop, man.
Yeah, but
bro, motherfucker built like Doug Martin.
You know what?
Wow, that's a name. That's a name.
And you know
what?
Them socks don't help neither.
No, they don't.
Don't never help. Like basketball players with no neck typically only got 8 years.
I was just saying it, bro. He ain't got no neck, bro.
He ain't got no neck at all, bro.
Nah, he built
if he
like
had
Doug
a West
Baldwin.
Coast accent,
You're right, Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, that's what he built like Doug Baldwin.
No bullshit. Desmond Bain, Black JJ Redick.
Let's back to the back to the playoff season.
The playoffs, yeah.
I got Indy in 7. I got Indy in 7.
Okay. The Knicks Pistons. 3 seed versus 6 seed.
Let Dell go first.
What?
Knicks Pistons.
Knicks versus
Pistons. You go first.
Stop it, man. Y'all always trying to set me up. And
go.
Complain about what I say.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dell.
I think this goes 6. For real, I think this goes 6, and I think the Pistons are going to give the Knicks everything they want and more. But I can't in good conscience pick the Pistons this year.
Okay.
I can't force myself to do it.
But however,
Cat has been balling too much this year, and Jalen Brunson's been balling too much this year for me to put him up there.
Dad, I want to give you some stats. The only game the Knicks have won against the Pistons this year is the game where Cat played. So I just want to preface the Pistons won the season series. Even though the Knicks are the favorite to win the series, it's a lot.
I'm not going to let you lead me into temptation. I said I'm picking the Knicks in 6.
I'm just giving you some.
I'm not going to let you lead me into temptation. I'm picking the Knicks in 6.
I'm giving you some data. You know, this show is based on takes, data.
He's good.
I'm giving you.
You know, Mo, if I wasn't as smart as I was, I'd take the bait.
I'm not even bait, yo.
But sometimes I can see the hook, and I can see the line.
Like Jalen Brunson is shooting close to like 44% against the Pistons. Kane is shooting close to 51%. He's averaging like 25. I'm just giving you these data for the series. But
I'm not taking the bait.
Since you don't need my data, I'll give my take. I believe the Knicks should pull this series out in 6 games. I also the reason why they should win in 6 because as I don't think the Pistons have an answer for OG Anunoby. So if the Knicks want to exploit that matchup, mismatch matchup that he has on the court, because Cat is going to play whatever, and he's going to get in foul trouble. So that's going to get canceled out. That comes with the nature of the business. But Jalen Brunson cannot go on a one-man army thing fiasco he's been going on for the last 3 to 4 playoff series that he's played in. So OG has to step up because I paid you $200 million, so you got to do something when it matters. I don't want to hear. It's not even like me being critical. Is this team was designed to beat the Boston Celtics? It's clear as day. It was designed to beat the Boston Celtics. I feel like they put the same way people get on Nico about doing dumb shit for the Mavericks. Leon Rose gets to sit in his office and sip pink lemonade or whatever he drank and not hear one thing. And if they lose this series, it's going to be a bad day in the city because they're top, like earlier said, they're top heavy. They starting five is much better. Detroit bench is better than the Knicks, but in the playoffs, you're not playing all 5 men off the bench.
Nope, we're not.
So,
no.
And it leads back. I don't think Detroit has a person that could step up and help Cade. I know Malik Beasley is supposed to be the guy to hit threes, but you're not gonna be hitting 6 threes all series. And if you do, hey nigga, you did your job.
Yeah.
But if the Knicks lose, I don't want to see any blame game. The Knicks did exactly what they did in the offseason to get where they are. Things happen. I know a lot of people got hurt. The Pistons, they're a scrappy team, and if they win, it looks much better for the Pistons than the Knicks. So the Knicks have to win it. The Knicks have to win this in 6. 5 is best because the last time you played JB Bickerstaff, you gentlemen sweeping. So you guys are pretty familiar with his style of offense. So.
And to your point, I think y'all all made excellent points on this. I think you want to win this in 5 to get some kind of rest before your next matchup, which is going to be the Boston Celtics.
What Orlando Magic?
What you need rest stuff for? Mo, you didn't even believe that.
Me off, bro.
You said what?
Mo, you didn't even believe
me
that.
off, bro.
Edie?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, he plays so clumsy, it's ridiculous.
Like,
I love EDB.
Keep the ball above your shoulders, G.
Yeah, bro.
He
always brings the ball down every
he's
time he
7'4".
rebounds the ball.
I don't think he had any guidance on. Oh my God!
Oh wow!
Hold on, man. My damn TV buffering. What the hell just happened?
Wow!
My shit's still buffering. What the hell?
My nigga Desmond Bain, aka Dr. Connors.
Shout out to Doug Martin.
Yeah. Doug Martin.
Y'all remember his nickname though?
Doug Martin.
Yeah. The muscle hamster.
Muscle. Yeah, I was just about to say muscle hamster.
Yeah,
that's
right.
But
Mike,
I don't have any of these 1 or 2 seeds losing this first round matchup. Like the Cavaliers are not losing to the Hawks or the Bulls or the Heat. They just not. They're not. They're not. I don't think any of those teams can win.
That'll be a win for Mike. Hey, man, I would love to see a divisional.
I don't think any of those teams can win more than 1 game in that series.
Man, you sweet. Boy, in the 2-on, boy.
Okay.
Shit. Listen, man, I got the Australian pedal on my team, boy.
Hey, man.
Wait.
Wait.
You do got whitetp2.com on there.
Yeah, I'm about to say you can't get mad at me for saying TP2 SGA, and then you gonna say white pedal.
Hey, man, I got the Australian pedal, man.
All right.
But I'm gonna say, man, the Bulls got too many white players on their team for my liking.
They have too many white players for a team in Chicago.
Yeah, like
what is that?
But this is not the first time the Bulls had a lot of white players. Right before Mike,
and it didn't work then.
No. But right before Mike came back for the second time,
they had a lot. He had a lot of white players, and then Mike came back and said, "We need some niggas in here." And what, bro?
So
They need a nigga so bad they went and got John Sally and Robert Parrish. Like, man, what?
Charles
John
Oakley.
Sally and Robert Parrish.
Yes, they were on the '96 team.
Yeah, but that's because Robert Parrish played forever.
Yeah, but my point is, before then they had guys like
the Bulls had a start besides Pippen. They had an all-white lineup.
what was that shooting guard that started for y'all after Mike left? Mike, it's
What, the shooting guard? Talking about
yeah,
John Paxson?
It was Judd.
start
It was
with a
Oh,
P.
you talking about Judd Bushler?
No, not Judd Bushler. Start with a P.
John Paxson?
It's gonna bother me now too.
I know. When Mike left, they had Judd, they had Kerr, they
Yeah,
had
we
William
had Butchler.
Yeah, they had
Bill
William.
Winnington.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on.
Will
They had
Purdue.
Purdue.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't Will Purdue.
When
He
did,
was a
when
guard.
did Kerr go
He was
to
a guard. Hold on.
Kerr
me
went
tell
right
you.
after Mike retired the first time.
93,
Yeah.
94 Bulls.
No. Kerr left
First name or
in
last name start with a
'98
P?
to go to San Antonio.
Pete
Oh.
Myers. That was y'all
Oh.
shooting guard.
Oh.
Pete Myers.
Kerr left Chicago the 1998. Everybody left
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah. Kerr left to San Antonio in '98.
Michael Jordan would have been the only person on the roster coming into that new season.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have had a tank job, and then he would have got Artest and Elton Brand. He would have been good.
He's and listen, if you watch the last dance, he didn't say, "Oh, I'm not coming back if Phil ain't the coach." He never said the rest of them niggas, "Hey, look, y'all can go. I'm sick of carrying y'all, but Phil got to be here." Phil ain't here.
He was 1-9 without Scotty in the playoffs.
Hey, they would. Some nigga would.
Hey, it's facts. Don't roll your eyes, player.
No. I'm not defending Michael Jordan.
I'm talking
Hey,
to
brother,
Earl.
listen, man. He came to an organization where he was the first black man there.
He was not
I'm
the first
not
black
doing
man
this
there.
history lesson, bro, but stop it. Stop.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Please stop.
I get so tired of the whole, the bad boys Pistons were whooping his head. Bro, come on, bro.
Eventually he would have been
established.
Yeah, eventually
They were an established team who had a 4-year head start on building a roster before them.
You feel me?
Of course, they beat them.
It's like when the Pistons beat LeBron. Like they were beating him so badly.
Like, do people realize that Isaiah Thomas got drafted in what, 80 or 81?
81.
81. He was a 12-time All-Star when he retired, which means he was an All-Star every year except his rookie year and his last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could have been All-Stars last year, but the Pistons won at Grand Hill.
Yeah,
so he told him sit your ass down.
They were he was in that was an already established team. Like, yes, when Pippen came, they turned up, yes, because the team was better. But let's not forget, they also got Horace Grant.
Yeah,
let's not forget.
The Pistons really had Grant Hill and Allen Houston. Imagine them playing in today's basketball, man.
Grant Hill and Jerry Stackhouse.
Ridiculous. But either way, back to the playoff matchups. The Lakers and Timberwolves, the last one we have to cover. I don't think this is as easy of a series as people may think, just because LeBron and Luka are on the scene. Because one issue that has bothered the Lakers all year is size, and the Timberwolves have a lot of size. They have a real good lob threat between Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert.
My ears hurt. What did you just say?
I said they have a really good lob threat between Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert, just like they had last year in the playoffs. They're just missing Cat.
I'm good with Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes is a threat, but I don't think that this is just going to be a walk in the park for the Lakers.
No, I got the Lakers
winning in 6.
Yeah, Lakers in 6. I wouldn't be shocked.
It is a walk in the park.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's the Shannon Sharp statement, Lakers in 5. I could see the Lakers winning in 5.
I could see it too. I could see it, but I don't think that the Timberwolves are going away.
You know why? I don't think that. And it's like I'm only going off of history. Julius has never played good in the playoffs.
No.
Never and it's like, I mean, this year he could probably still turn up in the playoffs and they still lose. But it's like, I think for how the Lakers play bigs with the undersized, it's going to be pretty interesting in this playoff because they're going to go small in the fourth quarter, and that's going to hurt Minnesota. And I know Nas Reed is pretty agile, but what is going to cancel out the Lakers and Timberwolves thing is that now it's like you're going to probably put Jaden on Luka, and you're probably going to put Anthony Edwards on LeBron, and that's going to be pretty interesting because it's going to be a lot more.
You wouldn't put
shoot.
Nah on Luka?
No, because you want to exploit the
who you
size
putting
of
on
the
Luka?
with Nas.
Nah.
Oh, you said nah?
Nickeil Alexander Walker.
No.
Nah.
That's the first time I've ever heard that nigga called nah. I ain't never heard that nigga called no nah a day in my life. That nigga said nah.
That's crazy. So you want Luka to eat.
Right.
You have to put.
He already did last year.
I thought you was gonna have to double him anyway. So that's what I'm saying.
Good luck.
Nikhil too small, bro. You gotta put Jaden
Luka's
McDaniels.
6'8".
I'm thinking Nikhil's bigger than he is.
Luka's 6'8". He about 250.
Yeah, you gotta put small. You gotta put Jaden McDaniels on Luka. Yeah. You have to do that, and that's still not good enough.
Yeah, it's really not.
Because the thing with the Lakers is Lakers just score in bunches, and
for getting it out, boy. But shit.
Yeah, but it's. I don't know, man. The series is gonna go in 6, but it's like I'm just looking forward to whoever plays the Rockets, man. I feel like
I am.
I feel like if it's Memphis, because if it's Memphis versus the Rockets, that's the best series in the first round. But if it's Golden State Rockets, I'm not really entertained because I feel like first round is like you got to give the fans what they want. It's the last time you're gonna see up and down basketball because second round, you know what you're getting.
Half court. Yeah. Execution is chess. The first round is checkers. The rest of the playoffs is chess.
So, but I don't think the Warriors is going to do whatever they have to do in their power to win this game because playing OKC is not the faint of heart, especially this OKC team. And if they lose, oh man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll see though. We got a good first round slate of matchups. These playing games have actually been really entertaining so far. Interested to see tomorrow, but we'll see. We got something going. Before we get up out of here,
cap because we beat the dog shit out of Atlanta tonight. But
y'all did, but that's what made it interesting. Before we get up out of here, the WNBA draft was pretty cut and clear who went. Who was going number one. Mo talked a little bit earlier about his draft experience going to the draft party. But
yeah, I saw the number.
You was in a stud loving?
I was in the stud loving. That's crazy. Yo, I'm not saying nothing. But what I can say though is that last night Paige Beckers definitely told me she liked my outfit. So shout out to Paige. She's pretty cool. I could tell she got a good community around her that help her, like a good family. Like I could tell she's definitely loved by her family and her friends. Like because the way her energy, her vibe, you could tell she was having fun the whole night. Like she didn't think what?
Her little brother, Jim Black.
She was adopted.
Okay.
Hey man, shout out to Mark.
Paige Buckers.
No, she's not.
Or it's
that's her stepmama.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Shout out to Marvin Sapp. Shout out to Marvin Sapp, biggest fan, man.
Yeah. Hey, she got Marvin Sapp's greatest hits on deck, including Never Would Have Made It, and of course the late smash, Close the Door.
Lock the door.
I said close the door. Close the door. The Seattle Storm via the Los Angeles Sparks. I believe due to that
Lexi
Brown trade, got Dominique Mongol from France. The Washington Mystics via the Chicago Sky got Sonia Crittenden from Notre Dame, and the Washington Mystics picked again, getting Kiki Earfriend from USC. I believe that was their big, right? That was their power forward. Yeah, that was their power forward that played along this year.
It feels like a dry draft after the last few.
The first draft pick for the Golden State Valkyries.
Hey, man, Paige stay back one more year because if you wanted to, Paige could have got drafted last year.
Yeah. Yep, could have.
No. You can't be in UConn and not win a chip. She had to come back.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, hey, it happens.
And
Well, remember,
NIL
Paige got hurt too, so she had to play another year. She got hurt.
Paige got hurt about 11 different times. We all know that.
Yeah.
So.
Huh?
I said, yeah, back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years, so she had to stay another year. Georgia.
Hey, shout out to their high school class though, bro.
Oh, that shit was ridiculous.
That 2020
was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, that was a generational class.
Yeah,
that 2020 class was tough.
Yeah.
Like they top 5 players, bro, and I think in order was Paige, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Camille Cardosa, and who was that 5th player, bro?
Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark,
Paige,
Camille Cardosa, Paige Buchers, and
who was it? Let's see, 2020.
Fudge.
I forgot who it was.
I'll tell you.
Cam Brink,
that's right.
Yeah.
Bro. Then you had Diamond Johnson, you had Haley Van Lith at 7. Bro. Deja Kelly, Tahina Pow.
My son Jalen Suggs, BM.
I thought Tahina got drafted last year. Or was that was the other?
No, Tahina Pow just got drafted.
That was the other girl I'm thinking of. That was at Texas Tech. Was it? No, not Texas Tech. She wore red. Was it Houston she was at?
I don't know who you talking about.
The heavyset Samoan girl. You know what I'm talking about. Last year.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, the Samoan chick? Yeah, she. I think he's talking about the old girl. I think she's from like New Mexico, I believe.
Yeah. One of them.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Aaliyah Chavez? No, she's coming into the league. She's coming into because my fault. I'm thinking about a different player.
Yeah. But I'm really interested. There was no one drafted from South Carolina to the second round.
Anissa Morrow.
And Bree Hall and Pow got drafted.
Back to back.
Yep. No, because what's it called from Florida State drafted her in between.
Michaela Timpson.
Timpson, sorry.
Hey, shout out to her. She went to the right. She went to the perfect spot, bro. Her and Caitlin, that pick and roll with her and Caitlin Clark gonna be nice.
Gonna be very nice. Yep. Because then she can pick it in her. Her and Aaliyah Austin and Caitlin Clark on the pick.
Hey man,
Timpson can jump, bro.
Yeah.
But man, we're gonna get into the WNBA basketball, boy, because I got some squads for you, boy.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna do our
Chicago. Chicago is gonna be a good squad.
Chicago's gonna be really good. Haley Van Lith ended up going to Chicago via the Lynx. Yeah, that was really good for her, and they needed guard play like crazy. So.
Yeah, they needed point guards.
They forward heavy.
Yeah, because you know,
and they need somebody to take some shots, bro, because they ain't got Kennedy Carter.
Yeah.
Hey man, shout out Jalen Suggs BM, man. You know, she deserved it.
All right.
What? He showed up to the draft. He kissed on the
Hey, Jalen Suggs, I see you, boy. I see you. Lock in early.
Hey, man. Hey, lock in, man. Hey,
no. Jalen Suggs need to do is worry about shaving his head in the playoffs.
It should be another way around because you say Haley Van Lith, you should lock in because when he signed that deal.
Lock in. But yeah, we'll have a full breakdown of the WNBA season coming probably first week of May. Towards of course the start of the WNBA season. We'll probably do a special episode on that. Because I'm sure that really is going to go about an hour and a half of just breaking down the squads and stuff like that, marquee matchups and things of that nature. But feels good to see that start the start of the WNBA
Yo,
season here.
Draymond be beating up fucking Zach Edey, bro. This shit is so funny. He's like, yo, leave that little poor white boy alone, Draymond.
When he's
Every-
Asian, but Asian
yeah.
and white. Yeah.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know Edie was what is
And
he?
Canadian too, so that keeps in line with
So
Draymond's
he's just
tradition of beating up foreign bigs.
Well,
so he's just
that is what Draymond does.
yeah.
Shout out to Dre though. Hey, this flick of the wrist is crazy. Hey,
Bro,
hey!
y'all
He
know
hit
so
my
funny,
wrist.
bro. Y'all ever see Draymond when he get a rebound, bro, and he take the ball down court, but when he's running, bro, Draymond plays just like one of my homeboys, dog. Like it's like when he get the ball, he's like, "Nigga, pass the ball, bro, pass the ball."
Before we get out of here, not to make this a long-winded pod today, but Lord, we done had so much to cover. Let's close out on some NIL.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute up. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna mute up about this because I don't have that much to say about this.
Mike,
What about the NIL?
Yo, Winston funny. Look what Winston
You talking
said.
about Nico Iemiava?
Nico,
Yo.
man. Nico.
Hey,
This
like
is what happens when playing your hand too long. It works out in its worst form for you, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm happy that this process is playing out how it plays out. I want him to be able to play somewhere. But this NIL shit has just gotten too out of hand. Way too out of hand. And I'll keep it a buck with y'all, man. I'm not happy to see a young man's opportunity go away. But you can't play the system like that when you're not in the league yet, bro. This was a very, 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 very.
He'll end up somewhere.
He will.
Money.
But when you got, teams like Tulane turning him down and shit like that, bro, it's become a horse race, and it's become a horse show, and it's very indicative. Oh Lord, jot down again. It's very indicative of how bad. Yeah, but this NIL shit has just gotten too out of hand now. Way too out of hand. I'm just being honest with y'all. I think that what Nico has tried to do, if it's not nipped in the bud here, could really set a precedent for the future of college football in a negative way. And the thing about college football, the thing about football in general is continuity. But if we're going to have guys doing this, it just doesn't set the team first messaging out to somebody, because you're clearly out for self in a way that is not constructed towards a team towards a game of football. In my humble opinion.
I'm gonna say this here, bro. Unfortunately, Nico is the poster child for this. He's taking the brunt of the blow, and this is an issue that
was there before him.
It was gonna happen, bro. Nick Saban said it years ago. This is the same reason why figureheads like Mike Krzyzewski, Roy Williams got out of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it was only a matter of time before something like this would happen. The NCAA have been exploiting amateurism for years, for decades, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And when you finally put in place to where you can monetize off of your name, image, and likeness. If you don't have protocols, or if you don't have guidelines or caps or whatever it is set in place, then you're screwed. And this is what it's come down to. So is Nico wrong? Absolutely not, bro. Because in the NFL, what players do all the time when it's time to get paid,
they hold out.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, never have we seen a player on the collegiate level hold out, nor do his numbers warrant him holding out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's just bad. It's bad guidance, bad mentorship by his agents
Camp.
and whoever else by his camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, on the other end, I don't blame I don't blame Tennessee for staying pat. I actually commend them for it. Like, no, nigga, like you signed for 2.5 million a year. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So all that trying to renegotiate this, that, and the third, nah, bro. It is what it is,
And that's where I have the issue.
Yeah. I mean, but you can't have no issue with it, bro, because coach, granted, there's different variables with it. But in the middle of a year, a coach will renegotiate his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he's not holding out, and granted, his contract is predicated on performance. But who at the end of the day, bro, if you feel you're worth something, bro, you're gonna speak up and say that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault him because I don't think it's all him. It's not all him. It's just that he's the first to do it, so he's gonna be the poster child for it, and he's gonna get crucified for it, and the opportunities aren't gonna be as plentiful as they were before. Um, and again, I don't think he's at fault. I don't think Tennessee's at fault. This is an NCAA problem, bro. And
So
this
what's
is
the
go.
solution?
It has to somewhere it has to be regulated. Now, the next question would be, well, how do you regulate it? You can't quite put a cap on it. You can't tell somebody you can only make X amount of dollars off of your name, image, and likeness. Whatever your
Mm-hmm.
NIL value is, whatever it is you can make off your name, image, and likeness, cool. However, I think there should be something in place to where um, endorsements or whatnot, or because now I think there's a law that you can actually be paid through the university. So I believe the
Yeah,
university.
now the university can officially pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I believe.
And a lot of universities is trying to scale back from paying you. They're trying to hold back on that, not paying these guys.
Yeah.
I read into that too, which is
Right.
kind of fucked up.
So I think to get out of there, I think the universities should have a collective, in which most do, and you get paid out of that pot. Now, whatever that pot is, that's between y'all. Now, I don't like the fact that we're getting into bidding wars, or there's coaches or programs that are reaching out to these kids like, hey, come over here. I know you're making 2.5, we'll give you 3.7. Like, I don't think that should be happening. And I believe that, that initial contract that you sign, that should be it. Now, anything that you make outside of that, outside of what your school pays you, that's totally fine. That's on you, that's on your family, that's on whoever. But that shouldn't have any bearing um, on what your evaluation is, your allotment is from the school. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think there also has to be some type of cap on what it is that the school has an allotment to.
Right.
So, for instance, if the SEC, like if you're splitting the if you're splitting funds from the TV deals or whatnot, let's say each school get a $10 million whatever fund or what's the word I'm looking for?
Salary cap,
budget or salary cap. Yeah.
But okay, our budget. Budget's a better word.
Yeah.
Nah, Desmond Bay's really got action figure arms, bro. This is.
Hey, I got a new nickname for him, Earl.
G.I. Joe.
No,
Action League Bang.
Yeah.
What for, Mike?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yo, it's just it just can't stop, yo.
That's hilarious, bro.
Nah, that boy got arms like Jax.
And you know it's crazy. He shoot from Mortal Kombat, and he shoot like a football player to learn how to hoop.
Yeah, bro, he don't jump. All shoot that dude all orange.
That shit funny. But I agree, Mike, and I think you kind of wrapped up really how we should approach it in general is that yes, there has to be regulation because at this point Nico is unfortunately going to be the poster child for this. And to be honest with you, as close as we are to spring games about over. That's spring games are done. So this is going to be a problem for him potentially to have somewhere to play next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Which is going to put him a year less into the or another year into getting to the pros. Which I mean, I don't know.
Hey man, come to you.
I say, hell no. I'm cool.
We got Carson back. We got
Carson back, and I'm not giving that nigga $10 million for nothing or whatever he did. No, hell.
You know why he's doing this? Because Arch Manning is getting paid more than majority of these guys, and Arch Manning didn't play that much.
Arch Manning came into niggas gotta understand about privilege, bro. Arch Manning. Nobody knows Harrison, dogs. Or no, what's his last name?
Nico.
Yeah.
I am alive.
Yeah, I don't know them. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave.
I take a leave when I get a headache. I don't know.
I am Yava. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Hey, listen, you can't spell his name without spelling I'm gonna leave.
Exactly. I don't know. We don't know them. We
Nico,
know the
I'm
man.
gonna leave. Man.
Your parents are supposed to lay down the bones to make your life easier. I'm sorry, but it's what it is. But anywho, look, we've had a hell of a show today. We've been long in the wind, and this show is getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Till next week. We can talk about something. Yeah. Till next week.
Right.
We out.
Peace.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. In the air to center field.